Alrighty, welcome back, Titanfall 2 fans. We are right back into the action with a 2v2 LTS style round robin event hosted by Loveness, the 2v2 Leviathan League. Unlike your standard TPT events, of course, we're going to have a bunch of different maps in rotation. But as far as the standard for 2v2 rules go, pretty much all the Titans are allowed. You can pick whatever comp you want. Of course, we've decided to ban some gameplay exports like the the ion splitter bug. Satchels, for example, are considered too powerful, as well as some other things. But as far as maps go, we're going to see a lot of very interesting maps in this specific style of tournament. First up match, we have Lightman 2K and JB versus LexV and Kerman. Lightman, of course, no slouch. He's been a long-time player of the PC side of things. Absolutely phenomenal. I believe JB might actually be AFK. Is JB actually AFK? So we're starting a tournament. Oh no, JB's AFK. Lightman's forced to be stuck in the spawn. We're waiting a second. We might have to end up on a draw unless the players communicate. In the meantime, I'm going to explain the rules to you. First and foremost, it is a round robin tournament, meaning that everybody plays everybody, so no team will get eliminated just by simply losing 2 games. Even win or lose, you are allowed to keep going. Of course, this is also a more casual slash high level kind of event where we tried to, I should say, Loveness and Company tried to encourage as many casual players to show up and join. So due to that, he decided to expand the map pool. All of the LTS maps that are in rotation in pubs are allowed for this tournament. And the reason why I put it to you that way is because that's the whole reason why we are on Relic of all maps. TBT, of course, we have the maps, picks, and bans. We have a whole bunch of rule sets, yada, yada, yada. But in this style event, we decided to let everything go. And for those of you that are wondering in the stream chat, yes, that includes Rise, Homestead, and Kodai. So we're going to see a bunch more spicy maps come up. As right now we're seem to be having a little bit of technical issues again. Currently, not sure what's going on with JB's end, but it looks like JB is still unable to return to the game. Not sure what's going on. I'm sure if the players have communicated to each other, but regardless, we are just taking a second so that we can get our actual first match underway. And then once we do get our first match underway, we will begin the action. Talk a bit about the players. LexV, I know, has been a long-time PC veteran himself. Yargon, of course, following in tow with him. JB, usually playing stuff like the North Star, I'm not mistaken. I believe all 4 of these players might just be long-standing members of the Lightman Discord. Basically, one of the Discords that's been running around, keeping Titanfall 2 alive for the entirety of all the servers have died, running scrims on the North Star client for many, many years. And, well, they were playing for a while. They played normal LTS. They also played the rebalanced version. But now here we are. We're back on the normal servers. The lights have come back on. The lights have stayed on for the last almost year now. Alright, we have decided to draw the game, and hopefully this time around we'll be able to get our first match started. Okay, players have said we're good. Currently we are waiting to see. Alright, here we are. Finally, without further ado, with a little bit of a first match delay, we will be on our way. Kicking it off with the first game of the 2v2 Leviathan League. First map of the day going to be on Relic, already showing how the map pool itself is going to be a lot more spicier than what we're used to. As stated before, usually we see when tournaments are run through the TBT style Discord, or in some specific, even some of the Spanish events that are hosted. For example, I believe Fran's 2v2 Strider League a while back. They, of course, decided to pick and ban some maps, but this time around, one of the things that both leagues have in common today is that they have decided to allow Relic. So here we go. JB the Turtle taking up the Ronin. He's known for playing the double Striders, respectively. Tone on the field. He's going to pull this battery. Isn't going to get punished, surprisingly. No one decided to make way towards mid. And it's going to be Lightman stuck in a bit of an awkward spot. Does get the late shot on the Kerman. Kerman's going to fire the rockets, but the rockets aren't going to do much. Ooh, unfortunately, they're going to do really good work onto that Scorch. A nice reflect. And the Ronin still relatively healthy, unpunished. JB is going to be a monster with the battery. You heard the particle wall go up. Decides to throw the Arcwave, good phase. Now he's going to lay 4 shotgun shots into the Tone's face. Not a great peak spot for this Tone. And on the back end, it seems that Lexvi has gotten goose for going for the battery by Lightman. Lightman is now going to laser core the auto Scorch, take him out the game. Kerman gets ripped by JB, finished off, and it's a clean game. Actually, round 1, I should say. 4. JB and Light. That's something about 2v2 meta that doesn't really change too much. Ronin is going to be a prominent force, I believe, almost on every map. The only 2 maps I think we're going to see a change up where Ronin doesn't do essentially what he wants to do is eventually when we get to the Homestead and the Kodai. Once those maps come around, then of course Ronin's going to have a harder time getting into positions. But on a map like Relic, where you have to fight him into mid, it's going to be very difficult for the Titans to contest this top battery. Northstar comes out. Northstar scorches the thing left. JB recognizes that they don't have enough pressure on mid, and he's just going to pull the battery for free. Fire comes out, and that's not going to be that much to dissuade him. He's just going to play patient and just hold mid. Meanwhile, Lightman comes up from the bottom. He actually is also playing the Scorch. He gets the bottom battery. Not enough map control coming out from the 2. Ooh, unfortunately, Yargon dashes in front of Lightman. He's actually going to eat 2 thermite shots with the damage. As a matter of fact, the Ronin tried to go in, but the Ronin gets tethered. Lexvi is going to lay into JB, but however, he has to be careful of his own fire. He doesn't have the tempered plating kit, so he can't advance as much as he wants to. JB's going to hold versus Lexi, no problem. Shotgun shots are good. Arcwave is even better. Melee for the thermal shield? No, doesn't opt to do it. Instead, decides to play patient, tries to get the doom with the lead wall, has the sword core, activates sword core. Here comes JB the Turtle. JB did one swing. He needs to hit the Dark Wave. He gets the kill. Lightman turns around and combines and gets it. Lightman gonna get out with the pilot. He understands that he needs to chase the Northstar. Northstar close to dooming the Ronin. Ronin is doomed. JB does dodge the melee, and he dodges the follow-up. Lightman and JB combine. Yargon will go down. 2-0-4. The man who owns the Lightman Discord. Now, I know these players aren't any slouches, but not having the Ronin on this map, we can see, is very much just a loss of map pressure. Not able to contest mid. Of course, the Ronin's gonna get the battery for free, but since they're trying to put so much pressure on the mid after the battery's taken, the bottom battery is free, and Lightman just says, free opportunity for me. Scorch Ronin, by the way, is the composition. JB gonna go for this bottom battery this time. Waits a second. Sees no one's here, is gonna go for it. Definitely gonna get it. Lightman is gonna go into mid. Sees someone pulling. Ooh, barely doesn't get Lexvi. Surprisingly enough, doesn't kill him. Monarch from Lexi. Lexi actually does play this Titan in rebalanced. Here he is actually playing it in normal style, but meanwhile, it's going to be JB. JB actually doesn't go for the flank. JB actually decides to stick with his Scorch. JB going to go in. He's going to Arcwave the Tone. 4 shotgun shots are good. He eats some tracking rocket damage, but the damage up onto the Tone is more than worth it. 1 bar. Probably doomed just from that Skirmite shot. Another great T203 coming up from Lightman. Lightman's probably close to the Flame Core. great arc wave. JB has sword core. JB's gonna opt to go in. Lexi has to hold against this sword core and provide cover for his tone. Great melee coming out from JB. JB tries again. No, not good enough. JB is actually getting ripped apart by Lexi. Lexi is doing work with this Monarch. It's just Lightman by himself. He has to fight against an arc rounds Monarch, and JB's pilot has also died. Lexi holding the line for Yargun. Lightman versus the duo. Lightman might have the flame core relatively soon. He understands the battery's being pulled. He tries to go for the shot. Does he find it? No, the thermite damage isn't good enough. Can't find the kill on the tone. Salvacore gets popped. Salvacore incoming towards Lightman's location. Can he find it? No, cannot find the damage. They have to be very careful about how they engage the Scourge. It says they're going to opt to back up, which I think is the correct play. Do not allow Lightman back into the game because he will be able to kill both of you. Lightman, however, is not in position to contest the top battery, meaning the Monarch is definitely going to have reign supreme on this bridge relatively soon if he wants to. Lexvi actually doesn't opt to position for the bridge. Instead, opts to just play passive with his tone. Lightman on the Scorch are still not able to really get much done. At this point, Lexvi and Yargan could just sit in the back of the map, and the Scorch can't really do a whole lot. What is the play? Lightman goes down. Doesn't see them. Unfortunately, didn't get the right bounce so he could slide a bit further. Titans will be revealed in about 10 seconds. He's going to find out that these Titans are more than likely all the way in the far back. I would imagine that's where they're going to be. Lyman will get this battery, but even though he does, there's not enough time, I think, at this point to make a play. You can see it on the map now. Siphon might be coming out. Nice pre-shot. He tried to get a little bit of damage there with what he could. However, Lightman has a flame core and a dream. Tone drops the wall, which is good for him. He needs to get the kill onto something. That flame core is not going to hit. It's way too far. And that's going to be the end of Lightman's miraculous Scorch run. Try as he may, he cannot advance into the field. But despite that, he does survive. But that still will be a round's win for Lexvi. This has been coming out from Lexvi and company. The fact that they chose to just they threw the core out. It didn't land. Get away from the Scorch. Lightman could have easily turned around the entire game and made it a 3-0 if he had been able to find the flame core. Either that, or if the thermite damage he hit while the pilot was pulling the battery, if that had stuck just a little bit harder, it would have been the end, and it would have been a 1v1 straight up, which I believe Lightman would have had health advantage, but Lexvi and company will take it. Lightman's going to go up to mid. And again, JB is also going to get another battery. Lexi pulls this battery, but no, thankfully he gets out relatively unscathed. Doesn't get punished too hard for it. It's a little bit of damage, but not too much. By the way, Lexi on the Monarch has been contesting JB's Ronin very well. Lightman trying to build space for his Ronin. He goes in. Lexi dashes into a Scorch. Lexi is going to get double arc wave. He's going to get full combo. Lexi's going to die for sure. No, Lexi survives with a pixel. Lightman gets the flame core. JB goes in. JB's trying to find a kill on this Monarch. He decides to wait for his Scorch instead. There's the thing I've noticed about JB, since he plays more of the North Star, he plays a bit more of a passive style Ronin instead of opting to all in there or go for aggressive flanks. He starts to play with his teammate Light. JB and company understand that they have health advantage. Oh, he could have looked for the kill there. Nice arc waves coming out. Gets 2 arc waves on the Tone, 1 on the Monarch. And Lightman is in position. He has the flame core. The problem is that for the other team specifically is that battery time. Ooh, Lexvi gets taken out the game by, I believe, the Lightman. Good stuff coming out from him. JB goes in. He's gonna definitely clean up this Tone, and that's gonna be the end of Relic. 3-1 for the Light and the Turtle. I didn't even chance to switch teams. They were so fast. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go straight to Game 2. Continuing this round robin event. I was going to switch teams, but I didn't really get the opportunity to. Fun fact on my end, my right bumper is broken, so I actually have to spectate with the mouse and the keyboard, slowly but surely becoming an MKB player in real time before your very eyes. And we're going to see what kind of changes Lexvi and company can make. They were able to shut down JB's Ronin, I think, in specific rounds where JB is stuck in a bit of a scramble away from his Scorch. JB seems like the type of player where if he doesn't get enough support, he can't really finish games on his own. We saw it happen there where he was just put in a scramble situation against the Tone plus the, and I say that, and he swatched to his North Star. His North Star is actually very good from what I've seen. Again, this is more of a comfort pick for him. Sees that he's on AC and is ready to make a statement. Already on Alexi. Lexi already down almost half. Yargan tries to hit JB, unfortunately misses. JB's gonna walk all the way up here, and Lightman is gonna just outright fight Lexi. Lexi's out of position. He's gonna get hit by 2 angles. Lexi doesn't know that he's just stuck in no man's land. JB gets another hit. Has been hit by the North Star Rogan, but overall not a bad trade. Rogan comes out. Lightman making an advance right now because he decided to pull the DOS battery down. He's gonna walk up here. Lexvi is already doomed. You have to be careful how much you feed this vortex. He might die. Oh, barely doesn't kill Lexvi. Still barely can't get Lexvi. Lexvi will survive with a pixel and a dream. Lightman understands that Lexvi has to park, so he's gonna go back and get another battery for himself, secure himself more advantage. He was gonna be smart. He's gonna secure this right side, make sure that there's no cheeky battery pulls coming out, and essentially just a North Star versus 2 players. Laser Core comes out. Yargon has pressed hover, and he is out of the game, and the Auto Titan will fall shortly after. 1-0 for the boys in blue. 2 for the Lightmen. Now, one of the things, again, it's just it's the lack of pressure, really. Lexvi decides to go fight Lightman heads up, and because he decides to fight Lightman heads up, he doesn't contest. No one else is really contesting the North Star. North Star dashing in and out of cover. Lexvi stands in the open, and Lexvi is a target for these 2 players. Laser Shot comes out on a Lexvi. Lexi already down. Again, look how aggressive Lexi's playing. Lexvi is willing to just be down all the way to a bar at the start. Try to get the battery. Is going to get doomed for it for sure. No way out for this North Star. JB, can you hit the follow-up shot? No, he hits the shot on the Tone, which is already good value. Lightman and company are already ripping apart this game. Lightman has the battery already in tow. JB is already trying to close in onto this Tone. He's going to get 1 shot onto it. And this Tone is essentially up against a whole mountain and a half to climb. There is literally no way that Yargon makes this comeback. Lightman gets the Laser Core, and Lightman will delete the Tone with combination of air support. That's going to be 2-0. Lightman and JB right now are putting on a clinic. But Lexvi and company, they have one more opportunity. Interestingly enough, Lightman and JB have elected to not run the Ronin. We saw one round where JB's Ronin was able to get shut down. So instead, opted to take the North Star and play things a bit slower at the start and just punish the mistakes coming out from Lexvi and Yargan. JB gonna circle around this left side. He's gonna be already charged with the railgun. Gonna see what he sees in a second. Sees something down in the dock side. No one's contesting docks. Yargan and company understand that no one's going to be at the dock side, so they're going to pull left. As a matter of fact, JB might just go straight for the mid pull, and he does, and he will get it. Not even a minor punish. Unfortunate. Not watching the map again. JB already ready in position. Now everybody knows where he is. The sonar will ping him. Tracking rockets come out. Great shot onto the North Star. Caught the dash big. Lightman will charge in with the Scorch. He has the battery, so he will be able to take some damage. Great pincer attack, or not pincer, side swap attack from the 2. One shot the North Star, the other one handled the Tone. Because of that, that's going to be huge damage on Alexi again. Alexi needs to be positioned very carefully behind cover. Him standing in the open is getting him killed. JB tried to look for the toe shot here on a Yargan. Yargan can't find it. Does down the cluster buster on the wall, and Lightman will continue to charge Lex Feed down with the Scorch. Doesn't get the shot there. Unfortunately, can't block that shot on time, but his North Star will have his back. Get the Doom, and matter of fact, JB will also secure the kill. Lightman coming up. He's trying to advance onto the stone. He's trying to get the Flame Core off. Matter of fact, his North Star will come in and give some free shots towards his way. Salvo Core incoming. Flight Core is better.
Good work, team.
And that's going to be the end of, I believe, our first set of the Leviathan League. Look at how close the damage is between Lyman and JB. Literally 100 damage apart. Absolutely wild. But regardless, that is going to be the end of our first set. Lyman and JB have earned themselves some nice little points for their tournament run, and we're going to try to get started straight to our next game. I need to go at the next set of players. Oh, cool, they invited me already. Nice, they're already ready. Let's go. How about that? Cool. All right. Okay. Cool. So I've been informed in the chat. Thank you from Benny for informing me that 360 and his teammate Bernadotte have not finished their match yet. So we're currently in the next lobby where we're gonna have Bennyfly teaming up with Funbus, interestingly enough, against Overbasher 360 and Bernadotte. So to take a quick discussion about the teams. Funbus, of course, our resident Ion main, has also played a lot of a bit of Ronin for himself. He can also play the SWPC, but again, first and foremost, he is an Entangled Ion main. He's been an Entangled Ion main for essentially forever. Following up with him is going to be Bennyfly. Bennyfly's usually with his teammate Nookie Clunk. That's why his name is that. But apparently Nookie Clunk has some PC issues. I believe something with his hardware actually messed up today. So Benny had to last second find a replacement team member. Funbus didn't have anybody, so he opted to pick him up. So, with that being said, it's a bit of an unlikely duo, but they are both strong players and they can both get the job done. On the opposite end, we have Bernadotte, which you've been watching the streams, you know that how Bern is at this point, a long-standing LTS player. Has originally an Ion main, has shifted towards more of the Ronin, Detone, bit of a jack-of-all-trades kind of player. Now, Bernadotte is good in his own right, but the main issue with Bern is that he can be inconsistent with what he likes to do. So he needs to be able to muscle through that. But right next to him is a phenomenal console player, Oval Basher 360. Now, 360 might meme on the game and he might be more interested on the science side of things, but he himself is a fantastic player. He can play the North Star, he can play a bunch of Titans, but one of the things he was known for on console was playing Ronin. More than likely with 360, he's going to let Bernadotte play the Ronin, and 360 himself is probably going to take an off pick, but we're going to see what the teams decide to do here, as it looks like our first map is going to be Dry Dock. This is a very interesting set of duos we've got. I'd imagine between Benny and Funbus that Funbus is going to be the one that's going to take the, I believe, the Ion and be the flex pick, whereas Benny is going to be the one that's going to take the Ronin and opt to just be more on the defensive side. Benny, one thing that Benny's phenomenal at, I will say, that we've seen throughout his tournament runs, is that Benny is very good at rotating 2 team fights and being present at. He's basically good at being where he needs to be, and he understands where things are happening on the map. So, that being said, we're going to see who decides to take this one. Is a battle of 4 Xbox players, believe it or not. Benny and Fun versus 360 and Bernadotte. Here we go, map starts, and we're actually going to see a Ronin. There is the Ronin, there is the entangled Ion coming out from the Fun Bus. Benny Fly already getting this mid pull. He's going to get right back in, gets punished slightly, gets hit by Rogun, but that's overall not the end of the world. The mid control is going to have to be negated from the opposing team. Bernadotte is in a bit of an awkward spot, but instead they're just going to opt for a rotate for the other battery. They could opt to trade bats here. Double Strider is good, but I think the North Star needs to be on this left side if he really wants to present this pull. Bennyfly, Burn does get a nice 2-man arc wave. Unfortunately, Burn doesn't block that arc wave. North Star is very close. Burn is way too far up. He's going to get harassed by 2 members. Burn has to be very careful of these cross shots. Like, again, another situation where Burn is too far up and he basically almost dies for it. Matter of fact, he's already doomed. Huge damage. Oh, 360 is going to regret missing that shot. He's going to get arc waved. He's going to get shot to death. Matter of fact, Benny has the sword core. Doesn't have to play fully aggressive. Has to wait for his Ion. I think that's very good discipline coming out from him. And because of that, Funbus now has a laser core online. He's going to turn the corner, activate laser core. He's even going to pick onto one of the Striders. 360 is going to go down, and Burn is forced to eject. Very good plays coming out from Benny and Fun. Interestingly enough, I actually got to watch some of the scrims that Benny and 360 played, or Benny 360, yeah, technically, Burn and 360 played the other day. One of the common problems that I saw is that Bernadotte is always too far forward. He's just too far forward. He's trying to make aggressive plays, but he's not respecting the enemy team's ability to punish him. We saw it there where he goes way too far up. He eats a laser shot for his troubles, and he's trying to just hard aggro contest rather than just take even trades and just slowly win the game through advantage. And because of that, he's going to lose very fast in some instances. That's why I say he's kind of inconsistent, because when it works, it's huge value, but when it doesn't work, nothing really gets done. They get mid-bat, and they're positioning already for the side bat. I think this is a really good call. However, Burn again, he's a bit far up, but however, the Legion should be coming around. Yeah, the Legion's actually in mid. No, the Legion's in mid, actually. Because the Legion's in mid, they're going to get this other battery for free. I thought the plan would have been to cross-shot from both angles and then, of course, have the Ronin just face towards your Legion and just hold that way. But instead, no, they're going to secure another 2 bats for themselves. Huge advantage for Benefly right here. They're going to have to hard outplay this Ion Ronin composition. Great laser shot coming out from Funbus. Going to do a little bit of damage to Legion. He gets a nice reflect as well, catching the end of the gun shield. Funbus is doing a great job holding his position. Arcwave on a Fun. Again, slowly but surely, I think the call might be to just make advantage on Fun and eventually start winning the game. But the problem is that at some point, 360 needs to reload. 360's all in. He's kind of low on ammo. And again, another instance where Burn takes a ton of damage. They get a lot of damage on the Fun, but look at how much health Benny has. Benny has so much health. Gonna pull the mid battery. Opts to respect it. Gets the sword core, which is huge. Unfortunately, doesn't block power shot, but not a big deal. Again, look at how much health Benny has. Sword core incoming onto Benny. I don't know if I agree with this decision because now Burn's sword core is gonna run out before Benny, and on the opposite end, Funbus is gonna contest that Legion. Burn trying his best. Burn phases into Benny and Burn kills himself! Unfortunate, because of that, 360 is now on a 1v2. 360 is doomed. As a matter of fact, 360 is for sure dead. No questions asked. Unfortunate. But you can see it here. As I stated before, Burn being too far up. He's trying to make... I feel like he's trying to make a statement. I don't agree with some of the decisions he's making. He activates the sword core early. Benny is nowhere near close to him for him to get a slash. They played neutral, and again, Benny's sword core is going to end second, so he's going to be able to get a, for sure, sword swing on him and make up the health deficit, no problems asked. On top of all of that, you can see the style that Benny likes to play. Benny is just letting Bernadotte hang himself. Once he overcommits, once he oversteps, and does something that's a little just too much, he will punish him. And in that instance, it was the phase death. Benny's gonna get this right side battery. Doesn't look like anyone's here to contest. The map control coming out from the different style of teams, you can see it's that the double pull strat has opened on the opposite end. The Ronin's gonna get out for sure here. Got a nice amount of free damage. And now they're just gonna hold the back of the map. Question is, where is the Legion? Right in the front of Funbus, exactly where you want it. The patient play comes out for both players. The Ion will be able to hold against this Legion. Again, they have 2 batteries, and the other team does not. Full aggro coming in from the... Actually, not aggro. Excuse me. Just an arc wave. Phase back into position. Play patient. You guys have the advantage. Very nice leader shot coming from Funbus. This advantage is slowly but surely adding up. That's the Ronin has no shields now. Funbus eats some damage, but at this point... Ooh, power shot feed! That's huge! Funbus going to come out with the laser core. He's going to almost outright kill 360. 360 tries his best to move around, but he will die. That's the pick on the 1. Great leader shot from Funbus. And that's going to put Bernadotte in a very awkward position. Again, another wild melee for melee, sword core for sword core, and that's going to be the end of Bernadotte for sure. 3-0 sweep for Funbus and Bennyfly. And so, here we are. 1-0 is the score. Bennyfly and his partner in crime this time, Funbus. They are playing pretty much textbook 2v2 LTS. They're just playing their positions well. Their opening strategies have been different every single round, so they understand how to play Drydock. Drydock's a very interesting map where you can do stuff like that, open up a double pull, open up different ways to contest the map, whereas Burn and 360, they were kind of getting shuffled up. I believe with the comp they want to run in the heads-up fight, they should win, but again, with all the amount of room that they're able to move on Drydock, going to give them a harder time. This time, however, they are going to be forced onto playing Crash Site, hoping to get some value with the Legion, be able to push up and just fry whatever comes up this hill. Burn and 360 will start with the good side, and so will Funbus and company be on the rougher end of the spectrum. Gold Arc was already burned by Bernadotte. Needs to actually phase to reload. Because of that, he's going to eat huge damage again. Another greedy melee coming up from Burn. You can see how much damage he's just taken from both members. Has to be careful not to get ripped. 360 is now the target. But no, actually, it's going to be Bennyfly with the nice 180 melee. Gets the kill. Funbus gets the laser core. And because of that, Bennyfly has so much health. And he's just going to rip and tear through 360's Legion. The way the fight opened was actually really good for Burn & Company. He hit the nice 2-man arc wave, he got the lineup, and he was able to get in a good position to keep Bennyfly in the E-Smoke. He could have looked to melee early, would have been a little risky, but he would have had E-Smoke plus melee damage. The main thing is that he decided to do a very greedy melee onto Benny again. And because of that, Benny gets a bunch of shotgun shots in, isn't able to take his reload for a follow-up. Benny gets another melee. Because of that, he gets completely out-traded. Right now, I think the cards need to be on a Burn. Burn needs to turn up with this Ronin. One shotgun shot lands. No punish on the arc wave. Bombus decides to split the Ronin, which I think is good, but actually does go forward. Tries his best to contest. Too many melees, not gonna have shotgun. Again, another situation where Burnout just doesn't have a shotgun. Bombus is alone here. He can actually look to converge on the Fun, but no, instead has to deal with this Ronin. And on the opposite end, it's gonna be 360 versus Fun. 360 is gonna get held in place by that Vortex Shield. Has to be careful. And oh, 360 with that huge double power shot coming out the gate. We're gonna see it here live right now. Boom! There goes both of your bars of health, and he gets the 2 kills for his team. 360 coming up huge. Halftime now is on its way. Friendly reminder that this is a game 2. If Funbus and Betty win this next 2 rounds, they will have the good side advantage, and the sides will no longer swap. They will have won the set. But that's unless Bernadette and 360 have something to say. They could potentially take us to a game 3, but we're going to find out right now on round 3. Here comes Bernadette coming up the hill. We got 360. Unfortunately, not going to get his dash in time. Not going to be able to get optimal movement. And it's going to be Benny already up top. And Funbus, interesting enough, playing the Scorch. Double arc waves are burned, so they're not going to have any peel for their Legion, but it's going to force Funbus away for sure. Great job not using the phase. The collapse could be on the Scorch right now. I don't know about meleeing the Scorch who has a thermal shield, but hey, he's going to get away with it, and he's going to make it work. Funbus doesn't eject, so he's actually going to get ripped. He had one more opportunity, but decided to be a little greedy for himself. Because of that, it's Benny by himself, and 360 has unfortunately power shot bugged himself, so he's going to be locked into this Legion. So that's going to be a little bit awkward if you want to change Titans. But regardless, I highly doubt changing is the play. They tried the Scorch for 1 round, and it did not work out and bear enough fruit. Funbus wasn't really in a position to catch 360, and had he was, one of the hardest things about, specifically in 2s, is that once you are aware of the Scorch, it's the Ronin's job to just arc wave and keep the Scorch at bay. Funbus may have had an opportunity to engage on the 360, but at that point 360 would have had a dash, he would have been get away, and the conversion on the Scorch would have been more than stellar. But here we are. 2-1's the score. All 360 and Bernadette need is 1 more round. It's going to be Funbus on the Ronin, and Benny probably taking a Legion for himself. Yes, sir, Legion is the call from Bennyfly. It'll be a little interesting. Gunship gets deleted. Double Arc Wave is popped, but the problem is that, again, Burnt threw a very greedy Arc Wave at Benny. He is going to try to make up some advantage. Doesn't up to use the phase. He's using the phase late. He's going to get doomed for sure here. Engage on the Fun. Melee for melee. Oh, no, melee for eject. Good job from Funbus understanding that he actually could die there. Very nice duck on the power shot. Gets a Sword Core. Can activate Sword Core in a second here. Does activate the Sword Core. Is going to probably use it to zone away this Legion. The Legion has to reload. Good Arc Wave. Understanding. Instead opts to back away. Has to be very careful though because Benny is lurking around the corner. Does get the do. Doesn't get the kill yet. No, he will get the kill with the power shot. Very nice play from 360. And look at what the third map is. You know, if you told me in 2024 that we would be playing 2v2 LTS on Homestead, I would have looked at you and I would have said that you are a liar because I would not allow it. But it's the Leviathan League, baby. I don't call the shots here. I simply stream and commentate. And we are going to Homestead. Ladies and gentlemen, that, it is no lie. What you are seeing on your screen is in fact correct. We are in Homestead in a 2v2 LTS tournament for Game 3 between these two teams. So we're going to see how this map plays out. This map has a bunch of technical issues. I highly doubt taking Ronin is going to be the call, and it's going to be Ion Northstar, which I actually fully agree with. A more passive style team. Actually, I believe that the call should be to run Double Atlas. Double Atlas is really strong here. Ooh, Wait, Bernadotte taking the Legion? I don't agree with it. This Legion's going to get picked off by this North Star more than likely. Batteries are contested by all Titans. Great shot from 360, landing, I believe, a slightly unfull charge crit. Because of that, Benny's going to be put down to half already in combination with the two. Fumba's pushing way too far out. He's going to eat a lot of damage. 360 railgun coming around, decides to hold. Waits for the reflect. Very nice punish from 360, but 360 himself eats a lot of damage. So that's very good return fire coming out from the two. Tries to find a Doom on a fun. Thankfully, does not get Doom just yet. Bernadotte needs to wait for the reflect. He gets the Doom here. Run Buzz has to take an eject. Doesn't get goosed either, thankfully. 360 on one end, does get Doom. 360 doesn't get punched. Oh, very nice understanding from Bernadotte to not throw the punch there. Incoming Flight Core dash shot is not a crit, so he's going to die. Flight Core will finish him off. 360. Showing why he is a top tier North Star. As I stated before, during the Lightman game, I highly doubt we're going to see a Ronin selection on this map due to the amount of issues that this map prevents for those style abilities. The other thing, too, is that it's going to be very difficult for Ronin to be in positions where he is going to want to engage something. I personally think the comp for this map is the double Atlas and just rotate defensives. And here it is, the double Atlas in fact comes out. Tone and Ion. I really like this. The Tone is going to answer the Legion on its own very well. As well as the fact that the Tone is able to do stuff like this. Self-anchor herself, get the battery in for free. As long as the clusters aren't on it, might as well take it, right? Fumbus is pushing around aggressively, and they're going to surround Bernadotte. Bernadotte's actually in. He's actually going to for sure die here. There's no way he survives. Tracking rockets incoming. Tone moving right up, unable to defend his Legion. Can't find the lock on. We'll get it there. Power shot is good. Very good eject from Burn. Will make it to the air. Tries to get the Gooser. Does find it. Very nice aim coming out from Benny. But on the back end, Funbus gets killed. And the North Star will dodge the rockets. Very good dodge for 360. 360 has to find this flight core. But because 360 doesn't run the overcore, I believe he runs the turtle engine. Salvo Core incoming. 360, what is your movement option? Incoming Salvo Core. Salvo Core will end the game. And that's going to be a round 1-1 evened up. As I said before, Double Atlas should be the composition definitely for this map. The Atlases have a lot of room to run around. They have room to basically engage whatever position they want. And the collapse, we saw it there. Burn just hung out in mid, and he got collapsed on by two Atlases. 360 got the return kill, but since he likes Turbo Engine over Overcore, doesn't have the Flight Core, meaning he will be missing out on a little bit of damage in specific instances where he's going to need it. Great shot from 360 early, already pushing the Tone down. Decent amount of health. They're still running this North Star Legion composition. Very good damage on a Benny. Benny doing his best to not get spotted by the North Star. Thankfully does juke it. I don't know if I still like running this Legion here, considering the fact that he's going to get pinned down again by two different targets. He's going to be stuck very awkwardly against Funbus and company. Tone rockets come out. Doesn't find the mark. Can 360 find a shot? No, he has actually Pulse Echo on. Interesting left. He's going to do a little less damage. 360 misses that shot. That was a crucial shot. This is that railgun too. Another huge miss from 360. 360 needs to find the mark with these railguns because this Tone is about to start adding up value faster than a smart core can do math. And because of that, ooh, Benefly actually is the one that gets doomed, but he's going to get a nice ping onto Bernadotte. Bernadotte has to use his gun shield to defend against one, but however, Salvo Core comes out, and Salvo Core is denied. Benefly will die to 360, and now it's just Funbus all by himself, having to take on his worst nightmare incoming, a Flight Core for sure coming out for 360. Funbus gets stuck on a tree, and because of that, he will not live to see 2-1 is the score. And that is a little unfortunate. Again, the play I think is to collapse onto Burn, but as stated before, yes, the Atlas is the play, but the Tone cannot take that field against the North Star, just straight up. You're essentially walking down a death hallway. We saw how much damage Benny took early on, which ended up mattering in the long run. Because of that, Benny's going to select the North Star for himself. He's going to look for the peak onto 360. Doesn't seem to find it. He's waiting patiently in the winds. Hasn't appeared yet. 360's in mid, actually. Has he spotted him? No. Shot comes out. Shot lands onto the Legion. Legion pushing up very far, by the way, I might add. 360 tries to go for the dash shot. Misses. Goes for a hover peek onto mid. Ooh, barely misses the shot onto 360. Look at how much just evasion all these players have. Fumbus, one of the people who's taking damage. It looks like Benify landed that shot for sure. Whoever Titan that is definitely feeling the pain. Actually, it's going to be Bird anchoring for his North Star. Huge play coming out from these two, but the problem is that Bernadot is going to have no defensive. The collapse is on the Fun Bus, but the collapse is on the line. A great power shot from Bernadot is going to find Benny. It's going to be Fun Bus forced out, and now these the North Star is forced out in a very awkward position where they're forced to just fight. Excuse me, they're forced to fight each other in this field. Nice backdash for 360, juking the shot. Benify had the lineup, but the movement was slightly better. Benify, a phenomenal movement by Benny, by the way. He actually does survive the pinch, and he will get out, and because of that, Legion will get doomed. The play is to find where the Legion is and maybe hit a nice crit shot. 360 does get another battery, which is huge for himself, but I think at this point it comes down to Burn. Can they find the pick on the Burn? If they find the pick on a Burn, it's going to be a huge advantage for them. Great shot by Benny. Benny playing this off angle really well. But he has to be careful because eventually at any point, Legion could round this corner. And he could be in for a world of hurt. I think he understands he's coming. No, I think the Legion still might be holding mid. Holding that safe space. Fun Bus right in the corner. 360 definitely hit the next shot. That means that Benny is definitely feeling a little bit of pain at least. Well, let's just be careful to not get doomed here, because if he gets doomed here, their shot's good. Ooh, huge damage on 360. Unless this laser core. Laser core's been activated. 360 makes it around the corner just barely. Gets the doom as well. Phenomenal shot from 360. Look at how low all the Titans are on the map. And because of that, Bernadot is forced to eject. Pilot is going to be able to put in a lot of value here. He's probably going to go after, I believe, Funbus. Funbus is doomed, but the Pilot has to be very careful. Dash incoming. Tries to land a face shot. I really like that strategy from Bettyfly, trying to bait as much as he can. Actually, we'll give the North Star the battery, but 360 has to find a pick right now. He only has 10 seconds. I think they've taken too long at this point. Funbus is going to survive. He's trying his best to survive. He will survive. He will survive. Funbus took the eject. 3 seconds remain, but Bettyfly is doomed, and he's going to die to the Pilot. Unfortunate. They just couldn't hold on. 3-1 on our first game of LTS on Homestead. I haven't seen... What is this, 2016? If you would have told me that we would have played LTS on Homestead in a game 3, I wouldn't have believed you. Absolutely unbelievable how that game turned out. All the Titans on the map, so low. People fighting tooth and nail just for those little bits of advantages. Time winding down. Flight Core will spill the end of Funbus. Funbus, you and I both know we both don't like Flight Core. It will get the job done. Funbus takes the eject. Benefly couldn't find the kill on the Pilot, and because of that, the game had ended. I want to say very good strategy coming out from Bernadot to just anchor out his North Star. 360 able to land advantage after advantage in a very, very close final round. But with that, I believe we might actually be able to stay right here. Because the next up, we've got All Caps team versus Benny and Fun. So either A, I will get invited to a new lobby, or alternatively, I will be staying right here. Also, I just want to say shout out to Admiral for being online on Titanfall 2. Not even in the tournament. I see you. Retired Canadian gaming. My absolute legend. My Chad. Love that man very much. Alright, there they go. We're having a bit of an interesting round robin so far. We're going to have Mr. All Caps, No Gaps. I just want to say, what a name. Absolutely. It definitely got to be one of my favorite names in this tournament for sure. And we're going to have his teammate, Snow Wars 1120. So, going to be real, I have not seen the opposing team play at all. But I've said before, it's a mix of casual and competitive. So that's why anybody wants to sign up, they are more than allowed to. It's a round robin. You know what I mean? You don't get eliminated by going 0-2. You don't get eliminated at all. It's just all about who has the best score at the very, very end of the series. And we're going to be staying right here. Saw Benny and Funbus take a little bit of a tough loss. Very close to pushing it to a 2-2 in which they would have had that momentum and they would have played one more decisive round, but 360 and Bernadette are going to run away with that one. And so, here we are. We're going back to Homestead. This is not a drill. See, ladies and gentlemen, there is a nice saying that Mr. Doofenshmirtz himself has said. If I had a nickel for every time I saw Homestead in competitive rotation, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's really weird that it's happened twice. And so we are rerunning Homestead again. With All Caps versus the members only plus Fun. Funba's going to get out for this battery. Going to see if he can take it with his Ion. And Nookie is going to run straight into a North Star, I believe. He ate a little bit of chip damage there. He's going to find the Pulse Echo lock on. Tracking rockets come out. Tracking rockets do miss. Double Strider on one end. The Toad is surrounded. Great laser shot coming out, however. All Caps is no phase. All Caps has to be careful because he's stuck out of position, essentially between 2 members. Let's just get the battery. Snow Wars is going to pull the battery. The Tracking rockets will land, and it's going to be a good amount of damage. Matter of fact, Snow Wars is going to be feeling the pain for that one. Surprisingly enough, I kind of like how forward positioning they're playing into the double Atlas. This is exactly what you do. You need to be very aggressive. I believe that Arbib actually got eaten, but regardless, it's not going to matter. The conversion on that Benfly is very good, and that's going to be a kill for All Caps. Oh my god, huge play coming out from the Double Striders. Double Striders will actually take out the Tone. Double Atlas versus the Double Strider. It is a interesting matchup because of the fact that, well, it shows how the old game has transitioned into a new game. Doesn't get the pin on the melee. The Double Strider's core come out, and Funbus is in a world of pain. That's going to be the end of Fun and Benny. 1-0 for All Caps in Snow Wars. Wow. The previous game, we saw more of a passive, slow play kind of game. This game just started out with a brawl outright onto the Tone. All Caps went in. He took a bit of damage, but then he backed off. And eventually, once Funbus had rotated somewhere else to go handle the North Star, instantly back in, full dumps on the Tone. Benefly wasn't able to get the eject. He gets ripped, and that is the death of him. And Funbus, of course, slowly falls down. Very nice, anchoring out his Monarch, interestingly enough. Monarch into the double Strider is going to be actually not bad here, but he's kind of really close to this Ronin. Funbus will circle around. He gets a nice laser shot on the one. More shotgun shots land. Funbus didn't block enough damage there. That's going to be a pretty good value coming out for all caps. He's going to be able to build that sword core. Gets the dupe onto the North Star. Again, it's surprising me how aggressive they're willing to play. Laser core incoming, has the sword block on the back end. The North Star gets taken out. Funbus gets the doom, gets a nice laser, and on the follow-up punch is Benefly himself kicking down the door, taking the set up to a 1-1. I will gonna be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, this is the most aggressive I've seen a double Strider play. They are usually the North Stars on a different angle. The North Stars or the Ronin's probably holding one or two players. Instead, no, both Striders are just mid. Hey, where's the North Star? Mid. Where's the Ronin? Mid. People are just fighting mid. Absolutely wild. And so we're going to see if they're going to keep running this strategy or if they're going to opt to take the North Star to a different position. And Benefly going to be on the Monarch still. Actually got a lot of value being able to gun down the North Star, who was too close. Snow War is actually taking the Monarch for himself. Needs a bit of damage. The Ronin seems to have gotten the battery. Has to be careful of the Siphon. Actually decides to Siphon the Monarch because of that. Ooh, the conversion on the Monarch is actually really good. Doesn't get the block on the Arc Wave. The Funbus, unfortunately, a little bit uneven terrain. But the snow advantage on the Snow Wars is actually pretty good so far. Nice Arc Wave again coming up from All Caps. All Caps trying his best to contest his Vortex Shield, but not meleeing enough. Playing too respectful of the Monarch. Gets the Siphon, but Snow Wars is now the target. Funbus's combo is coming up relatively soon. Feed on a Vortex. Very nice blocks from Fun. Actually gets a huge Reflect as well. All Caps is taking a lot of damage down. Now the team is starting to fall apart from All Caps and company. Funbus gets a huge laser shot as well. All Caps gonna get doomed here for sure. Funbus has laser core, gonna activate it here right now. Gonna try to take out the Monarch out the game. Can't seem to find it. Laser shot, however, is good. He has combo on the back end. The Ronin finally dies, and the Ronin gets goose. Very nice play coming out from Benefly. Funbus and company gonna encircle this Monarch. Quad dash away for the punch. Doesn't find it, but regardless, Snow Wars is gonna go down, and that's going to be 2-0 for Funbus and Benny. I will say at the very end, I do like the fact that Benefly actually decided to wait for the upgrade core. He was like, I'll wait for the upgrade core, and then I'll hit the Siphon, and then he will be down even more shields, and we can kill him a little bit faster. And even then, Snow Wars can no longer advance through that position, just holds his chokehold, and eventually, Funbus comes around.
Let's show them 6-4.
The one thing I've noticed about All Caps isn't meleeing enough. Had he actually punched the Vortex Shield a few times, he would have been able to build Sword Core faster, been able to force Funbus to melee, and then shoot the shotgun shots and get the Sword Core. He got the battery early on, which was really good, but he wasn't able to follow through all the way as well as hitting All Caps is doing a very questionable play. Unfortunately, got, I believe, an input error. He got out of his Ronin in front of an Ion. Is going to eat a lot of damage for that. Regardless, Snow Wars comes around with the Ion of his own. All Caps. Ooh, nice punish from Funbus, punishing the Arc Whip on reaction. Huge play coming out. It's going to be Benefly versus the Ion. Does not find the Siphon. And the conversions onto, actually, yeah, the conversion on the Ion is going to be very good. Two shotguns to come out. Snow Wars is now the target. Snow Wars is going to get taken down. Laser Core comes out. All Caps, watch out. There is, in fact, not much way for you to juke from here. On the back end, his teammate dies, and the Ronin will follow shortly after. 3-1 for the boys in blue. I will say, while I didn't expect it, All Caps and company, they just decided to fight. I did not expect them to just show up and just fight. And then the next round, they decided to show up and just fight. And the round after that, they decided to show up and just fight. Where are we going? We're going to fight mid. Sometimes the most easiest solution and the right solution is the simplest answer. I've had a few conversations with Lord Zia where I try to talk tactics to the man himself of holding forward. I remember one time I got stuck. And I told him, Zia, nothing we're doing is working. What do we do? And he's like, oh, we killed them. And I'm like, what do you mean we killed them? And he said, we killed them harder. And I was like, okay, we do it your way. And then we started winning. So we're going to see if that strategy transitions over to all caps and Snow Wars. They're not put on a colony for our game 2. Snow Wars is going to be the one on the Ronin this time. Understands actually to use phase boost. Again, I've never seen either of these players play before. So this is a whole new experience for both you and me. Funbus is on the Ronin. Benny Fly probably on something else. Ooh, Snow Wars catches out. Benny pulling the battery. Doesn't unfortunately get a full nice. He gets side punish, but doesn't get a full punish. Funbus doesn't punish Snow Wars for being out of position, however, that much. Eats 4 block shotgun shots. Snow Wars might look for this battery here because the Ronin is not around. It actually has an EPG and an Archer. Double Strider is still the play coming out from this team. Eats an Arc Wave. Funbus has to get out of this hallway. Thankfully does phase the Arc Wave, save himself a lot of damage. Snow Wars incoming, fighting Benny and Funbus all by himself. Greedy melee. Oh my goodness, another one comes out. Sword Core as activated might be able to look for this Ronin here. Ronin gets arced. Snow Wars actually taking the long way around. Might get ripped by Funbus. Funbus actually wasn't in position to get the rip there. Both the Striders are doomed. This is a very awkward situation for all caps and company. Tries to land an Arc Wave, can't seem to find it. Still has one in the chamber, takes the reload. Almost not being able to punish, not being able to pick up this North Star either. This North Star is 1 HP. Tries for the dash peek, laser shot comes out. Oh, Benny with the unfortunate rare miss. And we're not gonna miss with that though! And on the back end, Funbus will... Actually, no, it's gonna be Snow Wars ripping Funbus! Excuse me, I thought the round was over and here we are! We still have a game! However, this is a very large hill to climb. He has to fight, I believe, a 2.5 bar Ion, and he himself is a Doomed Ronin. Not impossible! Oh, that is now going to be very much over. Bennyfly went for the cheeky pull, and he got it, and now Benny is just in a position where he can't lose. At this point, if Benny loses, I would be very surprised. Snow Wars trying his best. Oh, Benny got out for the battery. He is going to get himself a knife punish, but again, not enough. He had to look for the goose there, but even then, goosing from that angle is generally impossible. As if Benny needed that much more advantage. Benny's just going to push around the corner. Misses the laser shot. He's getting a little lazy with his abilities, but doesn't really matter because the game is essentially... Oh, he's literally 1 HP. Gets out with the EPG, with the Archer. Archer rocket incoming. Actually eats it. And the step on will seal the end of the first round. Snow Wars and all caps, they're still fighting. That's all they're doing. They're just brawling. They're just taking the fight. As I said before, I don't know how long these players have been playing, but from what I can see is that they just want to go in there and they just want to brawl. And they selected one of the Titans that's correct for brawling, but not the other one. So I'm surprised. I was going to say, I'm surprised this team comp doesn't elect to just run the Legion / Ronin composition. Now I'm going to be met with the Tone, which would be a little awkward. Snow Wars eats some of that. Arc Wave will delete that gun show because he decided to look down. Unfortunate. Try to go for a dash power shot. Power shot is good, I believe. I believe that actually did hit Benny. But regardless, Snow Wars going to get huge punish for taking a reload right in front of a Ronin. Really unfortunate. So he's going to eat a ton of damage. Gets stuck. Can't save his North Star. North Star gets doomed by the Ronin Funbus, running in circles around the two. Bennyfly with the salvo core from the back. I didn't even realize that Bennyfly had salvo core that fast. And that is going to be the end of the Legion and the North Star.
Half time.
2-0 for Benny and Fun. Here's the thing though, all Caps and company are not out yet. They still have one more round, and they've shown that they can take it to them. But it all comes down to here and now. Can you find the shot on the Fun Buzz? Barely couldn't find the shot onto Benny. Unfortunate. Legion Ronin coming out for Benny and company, which I think is the correct answer to, given how aggressive these guys like to play. Long range pressure incoming. Ooh, very nice juke coming out from Star Wars. Is going to be able to juke that Legion damage output. No problem. Has to be careful. All Caps. There's a Legion behind you. Eats a block power shot. Matter of fact, doesn't use his face early enough. Will get stuck in place. Get put down to a bar, even if he blocked most of the damage. Great shot coming out from Star Wars. Trying to make up advantage where he can. Fumbus eats a shot to the face, but Snow Wars has to get out of dodge. All Caps is separated from... All Caps is going to run straight into this Legion. He has no idea. Actually, no, the convergence is on the Snow Wars instead. Snow Wars will get doomed. All Caps misses the melee, unfortunately, and because of that, Fumbus does get the eject, and because of that, All Caps is more than likely dead with no gift. Never mind, the convergence is actually onto the North Star. Snow Wars is definitely going to die here. He has to take an eject. Second power shot probably incoming. No, it was not coming. But on the back end, apparently Fumbus' pilot is dead. I'm not sure which player got that. There's so much chaos happening, and of course, the Legion will get the pilot one bar, says Snow Wars communicating to his teammate. Very good comms coming out from these guys. Bennyfly positioning for the battery. He's trying to see if he can get the bat trade going, because if he gets the bat trade going, it's overall his favor. Bennyfly will get off for battery on the opposite end. No, Caps doesn't pull the battery. Paps is actually in position to die. I believe Bennyfly can hit a long range pressure through the window and splash him. No, he doesn't go for it. Instead, Bennyfly will play solid. Snow Wars cheering on his teammate from the grave. It's going to be a very difficult position for Caps to play around, because Bennyfly is sitting on a spot where it's very difficult to arc wave. Bennyfly is playing very patiently. Good 4 shotgun shots. Actually will get back and reload. Be careful the window. Be careful the small window. Bennyfly's reloading. Has to pop a gun shield to cover himself, which is very good on his end. Be careful of the window again. If he splash power shot through that window and hit the Ronin's toe for a lot of damage. Sword is available. Has to activate. Has to activate now. No power shots. Doesn't opt to activate. No, unfortunate. Caps actually had an opportunity to just start swinging and laying into Bennyfly. Unfortunate. He actually had an opportunity to win. Bennyfly is going to continue to play his advantage. Ooh, nice fire star stick. That's going to be a good amount of damage, actually. Let's Bennyfly's E-smoke. Phase. Very nice! Gets the arc wave! Doesn't have to finish it off, instead goes for the draw! Very nice play from Caps! Caps actually does get the draw! With Bennyfly. Oh, Caps actually gonna go for the pilot 1v1 against Bennyfly. Oh my god, everything is going crazy! 2 seconds left, 1 second left! It will actually be a draw! Holy moly, dude. What an end to that round. Absolutely wild. Believe it or not, Caps was actually in a position to just end Bennyfly. Bennyfly had decided to dash off of his cover spot, popped the E-smoke, didn't have that anymore. And because of that, he put up a gun shield so he couldn't punch the sword core. So believe it or not, Caps actually could have won that round, but instead goes for the safe play, decides to take the draw. Thought about going for the pilot 1v1 at the very end. Doesn't seem to get it. Scorch incoming. Actually gonna run Scorch Ronin against Ion Ronin. Bennyfly tries to catch out the trap, unfortunately can't find it. Snow Wars taking a lot of damage. Snow Wars. Oh, his dash got messed up, but regardless, I think that's overall a good thing for him, because had he been stuck in that chokehold, he would have eaten a lot of damage from the 2 Titans coming out. I think they can probably get Caps to pull here. Actually, no, doesn't go for it. Instead, Caps will go for the heads-up fight against the Ion. And he's going to get converged on by the Ronin. Very nice phase through. Laser shot is... Oh, I believe actually laser shot got canceled. Funbuzz is actually in a world of pain against Snow Wars the Scorch. Snow Wars actually taking it to Funbuzz. Funbuzz has to be careful. Arcwave comes out. I believe one Titan has core. It's gonna probably be the Ion. As we've seen, Laser Core comes out. Laser Core tries to find the battery pull. Can't find it. Funbuzz gets doomed. All caps, very nice job holding the two Titans at bay for Snow Wars to get the battery. Snow Wars is now in a very good spot where he can potentially just outright end the Ion. If the Ion is not careful, Ion is playing, Benny Ion is playing on a very good spot. Tries his best to block the Arc Wave, and unfortunately Snow Wars' advantage is all but negated at this point. All caps has to be careful. Very nice thermite shot. He's going to go for the trap ignite, but that's going to be met with a laser shot for sure. Let's go for the hip fire. The Arc Wave barely clips his toe. All Cap has to be very careful. Laser shot might be coming out. No, Funbuzz has the sword core. Sword core probably is activated more than likely right now. No, he actually doesn't pop it. All Cap just 1 HP in a dream. It had an opportunity to die. Has 2 opportunities to die. Doesn't die. Surprisingly, Funbuzz is one shot as well. It's a very tight-knit game we have going on. Blind Arc Wave tries to find the Ronin. Ronin does panic and use the phase. No idea where exactly the Titans are by the looks of things. We're at a point where going for the pull is a bit risky, but he should. No, he's army fine. He's gonna get shot by Benny for sure on the back end. Benny was in the right spot at the right time, staying before. Benny's rotations are so good. Funbuzz has to face the shot because of that. Does get the doom, takes the eject. Snow Wars. What's it gonna be? Laser Core comes out towards the sky. Understands it's relatively over. Fortunately, Snow Wars is a little back in. Battery applies, so he will actually survive this. Gets punched on the Funbuzz, but regardless, there's not really a whole lot he can do at this point. And you're gonna slowly but surely shoot him down, and they're gonna hit the instant goose as well. I will say, very surprising showing coming out from All Caps and Snow Wars. They tried their best to take it to him. They showed. There were some instances where it was very close. All Caps was able to show up when he needed to at some instances. Of course, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a first time showing, but even for a first time showing, definitely workable. And so we're going to go towards our next match, waiting for an invitation at the moment. We're going to have, I believe, Camp's team is coming up. It's going to be Camp and Mr. Not Noah V2 himself. I'll go ping them in the Discord. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently waiting to get right into our next game. As you can see, we've been playing our games back to back to back to back to back. Non-stop action here coming out for the Leviathan League. First ever showing coming up. Again, thank you to Loveness for hosting this very, absolutely wild tournament. Clear right now, waiting for one of the teams to essentially finish their match, and they go straight into the match that we are going to start spectating. Up next, we're going to have, I believe, Swallow's team. Swallow and Linus. Another set of two players I've never seen play before, versus Camp and Mr. Zenzark, aka Not Nova V2. Shoutouts to his previous name. I'll double check and make sure I don't have any friend requests. No, I do not. So while we have a second, ladies and gentlemen, I would highly recommend we have a little bit of a short little intermission. Take a second, get some food, get comfortable, hydrate if you have to. Weather's been kind of hot lately, especially where I'm at. And we will get our next game underway shortly. There is the invitation. Thankfully, I got the invites from the players. Apparently, they have played their first game already. So we're going to find out what is the score between these two. I'm going to ask what the score is real quick. I'm going to get right into our game 2. Okay, cool. They said our favorite. Okay, thank God. I was like 1-0. Everyone said 1-0, and I'm like, where? Okay. All right. I'm in the spectator seat, so we are already good on that end, and we can start the next game. Currently, the score is 1-0 for Mr. Test Point, aka Camparius, and Stasis Evolved, Mr. Not OV2. On the opposite end, we have, I believe, Swallow, which is named Bernadette fan. Just that name. He is apparently a fan of Bernadette. And following up with him is going to be Sinus, I believe. Or, aka Soul's Vortex. I have not seen the opposite team play before, so this will be a first time for me. And, of course, we've got two long-standing console veterans. Going to be going up against the new blood, according by my standards. And we're going to see how they do. Camp and Company, of course, need no introduction. Camp has been tearing it up on the Xbox scene, and now here he is on PC. Stasis as well, been a console veteran. Supposed to be playing with LSD. LSD was supposed to be at this event, but wasn't actually able to make it, so because of that, Camp has now stepped in to fill. Camp with the Fish Sticks Ronin and the Fish Sticks Kraber as well, two of his favorite things, Bernadette. I want to say Bernadotte, and it's Bernadotte fan. Oh no. Regardless, the Northstar Railgun comes out. Northstar does a good amount of damage. Camp in a bit of an awkward spot. Does sword block it out. Will get another another huge amount of damage onto the enemy Northstar. Enemy Northstar already feeling the pain, already less than a bar. Camp in position to contest this Ronin. Dash B coming out from Nova. Again, one of the things with Nova plays very aggressively, and because of that, he's going to get hard punished. But on the back end, Camp finds the rip onto the Northstar. Northstar's going to be taking out the game. It's going to be Ronin getting the Doom onto the Northstar. Huge plays coming up, actually, from the opposing Ronin. Does get the Doom. And with a good sword core, he might be able to win the game, but it's going to be very difficult given the fact that Camp is a veteran. Camp will hold the position for his team. Actually opts to just part. Does get the kill. Actually doesn't get back in. Sword core melees come out. Great pins coming out from Camp. Camp is very good at the sword core duel. This is going to be a kind of a wild one here. Souls with the bar. Nice! Wait on the arc wave. Doesn't get the melee. Wow, I say this. Camp is great at the sword core duel. Actually, he doesn't land any sword core melees, but regardless, understands he has advantage. Will play patient. Will play now the force core game. Doesn't pull the battery. Understands the Camp is in position to contest. This is going to be really awkward coming out. Misses the arc wave. 2 shotgun shots land. 1 arc wave. Both players are just barely missing each other in terms of abilities. 4 shotgun shots. Camp will wait extra long. He'll sword block it out. He'll try to get the rip. Unfortunately. Ooh, unfortunately, Camp ends up lagging, and because of that, he actually doesn't get the kill, and he himself will get doomed. Doesn't go for the aggressive phase option. Instead, opts to play more neutral with Camp. Souls is so low. Because of that, Souls is now back in the game. A draw is now on the table. Arcwave comes out through the hole. Actually, doesn't come through. Shotgun shots. Oh, has to be very careful. Arcwave will seal the deal. Camp will clean it up at the very end, despite the literal Titanfall gods intervening and basically almost killing him. In that specific instance, he will hold on, and it will be 1-0 for Camp and Nova. Server connections be damned. Camp will still play. Oh, Cluster comes out. Cluster will get the kill. Huge cruise coming out for Mr. the fan of the Bernadotte. And because of that, now it's going to be a 1v2 of Nova versus Double Strider. That is going to be a huge miss. That's going to be an even bigger arc wave. Nova is just in a rough spot. He is going to concede, understands that he is dead. Will outstrafe the railgun, and he's going to go straight and pretty much take himself out the game on his terms. No, he will be denied that because the auto will fall first. Very nice play coming out for the opposing Northstar. Actually does get the triple dash, I believe, with the hover. Gets the cluster on the battery just in time. Gets the goose, and the round is essentially over. Nova's not coming back from that one. And because of that, they're going to put themselves on the board for Exoplanet. Exoplanet, of course, a map where there is a good side and a bad side. And speaking of good side and bad side, sides are swapped. So now it's going to be on to Camp and Nova to start making up the disadvantage that they're at. We're going to see what spawns the Northstar gets. Actually going to be the Monarch coming out from Stasis. Stasis actually is very good with this Titan. Tries to look for the rocket onto the opposing Ronin. Isn't going to find the Siphon. Not going to have the abilities available. Try to look for it. And the battery positioning. Oh, huge play coming out from the Ion anchoring out the Ronin. Ronin has 2 batteries now. Ronin in position to just destroy this game. Gets his 2 arc waves. Opts to just back off. Play a bit more patient and play more neutral. You have the 2 battery advantage. All you need to do is land arc wave after arc wave. Punish after punish. Add some good shotgun shots, and you will eventually build a store core no matter what from this point. One shot comes out. Reflect is also really good. They're adding up damage onto this Monarch. They have to be very careful, though, because the Ronin might look for cheeky play. No sit. Opts to hold mid. Decides to just play patient. The poke power coming out from the Ion plus Ronin is actually really strong. It's a lot stronger than the Ronin Monarch. The Ronin Monarch is going to look to more control and try to hose you down, but Camp and Stasis are on the back foot Well, he's gonna get out for battery. Decided to use the E-smoke. He's gonna... Camp's gonna do this with a block, but the sword core is inbound. Scramble situation ensues. Double arc wave is huge. Nova is doomed. Nova is dead outright. Camp has survived, however. Sword core has been spotted. Very nice patience coming out from Mr. Souls there. I really like the fact he just held sword block and blocked all 4 shotgun shots. Doesn't get doomed, but his Ion will dash up and end the game. 2-1 is the round score. They're going to have one more chance on this good side, but this time, Nova knows exactly where he's going to spawn. He can now select the North Star for himself and do onto others as others have done onto his Ronin. Camp tried to anchor out, but again, as I stated before, there's no denying the sword core at that point. The 2 batteries advantage that he had, even if Camp held block and blocked everything, there was just no way to essentially win that round outside of the scramble situation that unfolded afterwards. Camp gonna go left. No one's gonna contest fast pull. Instead, they're gonna opt to go towards his left side and try to see if they can pull this battery. Camp might get out and look for the battery pull here. No, he does not. Instead, they're gonna opt to just play with a disadvantage, and this time around, just be sure to hold the side that they are given. Double arc whips come out. No, actually, maybe one of them hit. Yeah, actually, one of them did hit the Ion. The Ion actually is taking a lot of damage. Melee coming up from the Ronin, very aggressive. Mr. L. Souls unfortunately ate a laser shot, and because of that, Camp is going to be able to take this aggressive angle, and because now they have the control of mid. Stasis actually gets the battery, surprisingly enough, instead of the Rodent. Stasis playing up and aggressive, trying to see if he can find whatever damage he can. However, he's out of energy. He's going to be a little awkward. His Rodent is now stuck, essentially face tanking 2 different Titans while his energy recharges, trying to find a laser shot. Arc Wave is good. Melee tries to come out. Wow, very nice movement coming out from Souls there. Honestly, really impressed with this Ronin play. Given the fact I've never seen him play before. Stasis now going to be the one holding mid. He has, I believe the health advantage is towards Camp and Nova's way. Laser shot comes out. Ooh, actually couldn't find laser shot trade. Not like he wanted, but regardless, laser core is online. Laser core goes all in on the Aya. Laser core also going to go splash at the Ronin. Because of that, he tries to find the pilot instead of going for the Doom on the Ronin, but regardless, not going to matter. Camp will secure the kill on the back end, and that is going to be the end of the round. We saw the difference in the style of the game, where this time around it was the opposite team being on the back foot a little early on. The Ion had taken a little bit too much poke in the opening engagement. Both teams stalled out. Camp and Stasis understand that they have the advantage, and so they'll just hold their solid position and eventually try to trade until eventually it was going to be Stasis. Mr. Not Nova V2 who gets the laser core, plays aggressively, as he likes to do. And that round has been end. Oh, unfortunately, Stasis has DC'd. So the good news for everyone involved, okay, is that I'm pretty sure this tournament uses, I believe it should still be a TBT procedure, right? I believe he DC'd before. He said he's been acting. Oh my god, what a guy. I'm gonna go, excuse me, toggle that real quick, make sure that I'm still spectating. Yes, there we go. Okay. Yep, the procedure is still the same as TBT. Essentially, if someone DCs before the 30-second mark on the timer, once someone DCs before that point, you are still allowed to reset the round and essentially eject and reset the score. That is the best method you can do to essentially create an even game state. Sides do... Right. I believe sides shouldn't change. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Camp. Yeah, sides don't change no matter... As long as the host is still the same, sides shouldn't change. And nobody swaps teams. So... we're going to go back towards our final round. We have to essentially reset the score manually because that's how Titanfall 2 works. And we're going to resume the game once from its position against Stasis, unfortunately DC'd, but thankfully DC'd before things got going. Had he DC'd another 20 seconds later and fights were happening, Camp would have been left in a 1v2 and it would have been a very awkward situation. put in a very weird game 3. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, remind everyone in the stream chat, we are currently resetting to a game 3. Or excuse me, a game 3. A round 5. My bad. I keep saying game 3. But a final round situation where both of these players are just going to elect to make the score 2-2 through manually ejecting, and we'll eventually get to the point where we were at the final round. If Cap and Nova win this, the game, or excuse me, this set is over. Whereas, if Souls and Sinus win this, it will be a game 3.
Pull it together, 6-4. Regroup, team up, and give him hell.
Alright. It should be the other player's turn to eject. There we go. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the only way we can manually fix the score. And here we are. Final round coming up for these two teams. Winner takes all. Here goes. States is still going to run the Ion as he did tried and true in that last round with the laser core that ended the round. Camp going to push up with the Ronin. Going to block the laser shot. Does catch Souls with the blocked arc wave. He's going to try to make up whatever advantage he can. Souls actually opts to play passive. Both teams opting to just play their respective sides. Because of that, Souls actually gets hit by the arc wave. That's huge. Souls no longer has the advantage over Camp. This is essentially just an even fight outright. He's going to go for the battery, but no punish from the other team. Punish is not very good. Actually, Camp does eat a good amount of damage there, but Stasis is full health plus shields. He's going to take very aggressively here. Gotta see what he can do. Arc wave comes out. Laser shot on a Camp. I actually do like the target awareness coming out from the opposite team. Tries to go for the arc wave. Can't seem to find it. Souls has to be careful. Burn. Without fan. Does get the laser shot on a Stasis. Stasis is now down half of his energy shield. Laser shot for laser shot trade is overall, I believe, Stasis' favor because I believe he may have landed laser shot. Matter of fact, he's gonna land that one. Burnout fan will change with him. Stasis will get out. He'll try to throw a cheeky arc grenade, and regardless, get back in. Not much to do on that angle. As long as Camp doesn't use his phase here, he will be in position to contest the battery. However, on the opposite end, Souls has popped his, so it's going to be a little awkward. They have opportunity to pull the battery right now if they want it. They are not going to look for it. Camp and Nova are right here. Matter of fact, the ball should start right about now. No, instead, actually, the teams are both going to just back away from each other. It gets a lot of good damage. The Ronin actually ate a lot of block damage. Ion already low. Has to hold Vortex. Camp going to take aggressive on this angle. Gets the Doom on the Souls. Camp has a sword core, doesn't elect to activate it because Nova will grab the battery, and Nova's now in a position where the game is essentially just over. Tripwire over the wall is gonna kill the Ronin outright. Tries to find with the laser core. The Camp Matic End himself does what his previous name always looked to do. Steal the final game between himself and his opposition. 2-0 for that set. Gonna go the way of Mr. Camp and Stasis. But the other team, I think they played really well. Again, I've never seen the other team play before, and I think, honestly, for what they were up against, they did very well. The little bit of battery control going towards the Camp and Nova side. You can see the veterancy on that end. The tripwire unfortunately come over the wall, ending the Ronin outright. Super close. But regardless, that's going to be the end of it. Now, I believe at this point, let me just confirm with our host that I believe that is all of the games for today. Let me double check. All right. So I have been informed. We're gonna go see we're gonna take up a final tally here, see what the scores are, and we're gonna see if we have to run any tiebreakers. So in just a minute, we're gonna see who actually has won our round robin event. Judging by how the matches went from what we saw, I kind of think it might have been 360 and Bird. Because judging from what I've seen in the matchup chat, I believe they haven't dropped a set. But I could be wrong. We're going to find out in just a little bit here. Ladies and gentlemen, right now, as I stated before, we're waiting to see what the final scores are. Unless we have one more match to play, which I don't believe we do. For your team at Group C, I would check Loveness. Loveness has the schedule. I believe right now Loveness is doing the final tally. So once we get that in order, we will find out. Essentially, if there's any more tiebreakers left, because I believe that was the last set of the day. Matter of fact, I should probably... Unfortunately, I have to do it this way because of the fact that I forgot to set up my borderless window specific type of deal. Move that over.
In total, but the thing is they can't go above that because their team forfeited, right?
No,
so I can give them either 1 or 2 points.
Carolina, how many teams did you play against?
They played against 3.
Yeah, we played against 3.
Oh, really? Wait, I'm confused.
Yeah, go look at the brackets. Go look at the brackets.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, I was mistaken then.
Yeah, so as far as I understand it, don't think anyone else can get as high as Bernadotte and Ashman's team now. So that should be the tiebreaker. Let me just double check. Antharina's the only one team left that can play.
I don't know if Liesel is still...
I'm with Ashman, Bernadotte's with Oval Basher, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm with Oval, and then Ash is with
He knows.
Kalo?
He knows.
Calvin,
He just said we're as the 2 team leaders.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay, we can move on to tiebreaker. There is only the 2 teams that have made it as far as either 6 or above points. So it's Controller Noobs versus... versus... Oh, and then if Anth and Winner win their next game, 2, if they get 2 points, then they'll go against Invictus for 3rd place.
Oh god. My condolences.
Yeah, so...
They're gonna die.
Have Invictus not got another game?
No, they finished.
Bracket were they in? How many did they play? They only played 3?
I guess so. No, they're just
Bernadotte,
like
I'm adding you.
our asses.
They only played 3, right? Wait, I'm gonna add him.
So, from what I understand is I should go watch 360 Burn versus Ashman, correct?
That's what it sounds like.
It's gonna be Bernadotte and I think it's Oval Basher, his teammates, versus...
Oh, okay, so it's actually Invictus as well. So it's a 3-way tiebreaker.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
A 3-way? What?
It's getting good.
3-way?
Yeah, so
How do we
it's a
decide
3-way
that?
tiebreaker. That's an excellent question.
I wonder if we could do the same carousel format just for fun.
I don't know about you guys, but at least I had some fun. That was a good game. Did you guys enjoy this?
I have a...
You could look at the individual scores of each game.
True.
And then decide who goes first, maybe.
Alternatively, first to 1 game Homestead.
Oh wait, no, we do need to wait.
First one game of Dilemma.
What are the name of the 3 teams? You have Controller Noobs.
I'll take a small break.
Bernadette, what's your team's name? It's a crazy name, isn't it?
I think it's fuck it, why not? Is Bernadotte's team name.
Okay, so it's actually going to be a 4-way tiebreaker. So if Antharina and Winner win their next set, then it's a 4-way tiebreaker. So that's much easier to, yeah.
Do you want to continue the carousel style, or do you want to do a tiebreaker?
No, it's literally going to be a tiebreaker. So what we'll do is it will be Callow Knight and Ashman against Anther and Winner. And then it will be obviously Camp and Stasis against Bernadotte and Oval. God, I forgot who it was. And then whoever obviously wins out of those two groups then goes against each other for the first place.
Okay.
And the losers bracket will go against each other for third place. Would it be? Yeah, third place. Yeah.
I know where I'm going.
Can you write that out so I can
it's
invite those people?
Yeah, that's fine, not a problem. What we'll do though is to extend it a bit more. Do we want to do best of 3 or 1 win?
I would do
Best of 3 is
Best of
yeah,
three.
best of 3 is the tiebreaker.
Best of 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep it the same format that it was.
Okay, so we'll do best of 3, and we'll do individual games. Okay,
What do
so
you-
it'll be we'll watch Ashman and Callum first, and then the next game will be Bernadotte and Oval against Stasis.
Ooh, yeah, that might take a
and
long time actually.
the-
Yeah, that's
Might
gonna
take a long
that's
time,
gonna
actually.
take like probably like 2
Yeah.
hours. Just so you know.
We are at
Okay,
least 1 hour.
so 1 win then. So 1 win then.
Well, I mean, I think
Yeah,
okay,
one win
we
and
could-
maybe.
Well, how many people do we have streaming the event right now? Straight up.
I'm no longer streaming because it was like
Yeah, no, people will stop streaming now because obviously
Yeah.
they're not participating any further.
Oh, okay.
So I think we just I say we just do 1 win and we'll do each game individually. It'll be a total of 3 games. So
Oh
like I say, it'll be
that's gonna be spicy.
it'll be bracket 2 teams will go against each other, bracket 1 teams will go against each other, and then bracket 1 and bracket 2 will go against each other for first place. And then the teams that lost will go against each other for third place. That's
wait,
how it'll work.
it's a 4-way tiebreaker?
Yeah, 4-way tiebreaker.
Yeah, if Anthem and Winner get their next 2 games, which I'm sure they will.
Wait, they still have 2 games to play.
No. As in, they haven't started their next set. Sorry, yeah. No, they have 1 more team to play against, but 2
team,
games in
yeah.
total.
What are they fighting?
They're fighting Little Bugs next, who are against the Russians at the moment.
Oh. No, yeah, Russians, yeah, they're slow.
Yeah, they're very slow. So
they
yeah,
get
that's how it's gonna go.
invited me. They get invited me at the start for some reason.
Yeah,
Not
but
even
we
the same
sorted it
bracket,
out,
but it's
so-
funny.
Yeah, I should not have made them inviters. It was a terrible mistake.
No,
I
they
don't know.
did fine. I mean, it didn't
You
take
made the Russians inviters?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I didn't think about it. Like, obviously, I was just adding team names, and I wasn't like thinking, "Oh yeah, these guys don't know English." Like, so
I mean, I don't know.
it really like.
That's fine. Did you
Yeah,
get-
but like for example, they didn't even know that they were inviting Little Bugs next, and so there was like a really big pause where both teams were doing nothing, confused as fuck, because Little Bugs were waiting for the Russians, but the Russians weren't adding them back on EA, and the Russians didn't realize that they wanted to be invited, and that's why now Anth and Winner are still waiting for their game because of
that's
that.
unfortunate.
Well,
Yeah. So
Next time we'll be careful, I guess.
Yeah,
Next
yeah.
time, no
tiebreakers-
Russian.
Are the tiebreakers best of 1 or best 2 of 3?
there'll be best of 1.
best of
It'll
1.
be first win.
And maybe best of 3 for the last 2 teams for the final, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is like, let's say you have 1 versus 2.
See, best of 1 is kind of risky with map randomizer, because what if a team gets rise for the best of 1?
Then
That
that's
probably
about it.
sucks.
That's you got to deal with that.
That's
that's
it. Alright.
That's how it is, dude. What if a team gets
Oh,
best of
okay.
1 of this?
Oh,
Like that's how it is. You need to deal with it. Welcome, dog.
We'll stick to competitive maps, I think, for the tiebreaker. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
please,
boring
for the
as
love of
possible.
Christ.
Actually, it should be both.
No, because we're not even going to do that, because you think about it, like the whole point of the tournament was that it's all maps. By just then suddenly making the tiebreaker
Alright, yeah, all
competitive
maps.
only just takes away from the tournament.
Oh, come on.
No, it's really
No,
good. competitive.
it's going to go in the
$100 on the
randomizer. It's going in the randomizer. Maybe I'll
How
even
many,
put Rise back in the randomizer.
How many ties were there?
Ties?
4-way tie, right?
Yeah, it's a
We'll see.
4-way tiebreaker, I think, assuming they win the next game. That's
Ooh,
the
interesting.
next 2 games, whatever.
Yeah.
So,
So.
and that'll decide first, second, and third.
And then we're playing first to 1. Oh boy.
Yep, now it's time to clip editing.
I love first to one. That's where you can make some real robbery happen. I love it.
Is it first to one like one full game?
Yeah, one full game. It's not just one.
Okay, I'll say.
Like, it would be, oh, dude, one day, maybe for fun, we should run first to one round LTS. That sounds hilarious. I've done first to one round fighting
First to
tournaments
one
before,
round.
so they've been
I
fun.
mean, there's gonna be an exoplanet shitstorm.
Alright, okay.
Shitstorm if we do
This
that
is how it will work. All right.
Yep.
Okay. Here. EO1, right?
Wait, can't we start like tiebreakers right now?
Yes, we can
Technically,
actually.
yes.
Yeah, let's go. Send it.
Okay, so
Alright,
we're gonna. Which team is
Yeah. Right.
first?
I'm just gonna. This is how it's gonna work. Okay. There you go. Exactly that. Tournament hub. So, team 1 and 2 go against each other in a best of 1. Whoever wins goes to the winners bracket, which is a best of 3. And then whoever loses goes to the losers bracket, which again is just a best of 1, which gives you 3rd place. Okay, is everyone full understanding? Obviously, I'm gonna have to re-explain this again later.
TLDR, if your initial game is first to 1, and then if you're a loser, it's still first to 1, and if you're in winners, it's 2 out of 3.
So it's gonna be Bernadotte's team against Stasis's team. Stasis that's a fucking mouthful. Okay.
No, I would have liked to see. Did we see Bernadette versus Stasis yet?
Wait, Roberta versus what?
Yeah, they played against each other. I'm pretty sure Lethal streamed it at some point.
Wait, we're talking about.
Oh no, they're in the same bracket. No, they haven't played against each other yet. Actually.
Yeah, I feel like
None
they
of the
should be,
teams in the
fighting each other in
tiebreaker
final.
Okay.
have played each other.
Okay, right. So let's get it started. So the next best of 1 is Bernadotte's team versus Stasis's team. This will decide who goes to the final bracket and who goes to the 3rd place bracket. Yeah.
Wait, so this is best
Let's
of
get
1,
the
right?
This is just best of 1.
Okay.
Literally one
Okay.
one
Who's
game
hosting?
decides who goes.
Okay.
Is Bernstein hosting or are we hosting?
I will pay Bernadette 50 pennies to let me win.
What do you like?
Alright, let's randomize the map, shall we?
You can stream it so we can all see the randomizer.
Yeah, that's fine, no problem. Yeah, what, you think I'm gonna just pull out Rise just for the sake of it?
Dude, do it.
I'll just do that.
Do it. First to 1 Rise.
We'll take Rise. We'll take Rise out. Alright.
What amazing.
Let's randomizer. Okay, right here, I'll stream it so that you know that I'm being legit.
How does your randomizer work?
It's just,
Yes.
It literally, I just put all the
It's a
maps into a
randomizer.
randomizer, and then it picks one.
it just picks
So
one, yeah.
it's gonna be, it's gonna give me a whole list. So it'll be whatever map is at the top of the list. Okay. All right. So it is complex. There you go.
Oh my
Complex
god, it's
is not the
complex.
Your IP
Nice.
is on
Let's
screen.
go. That's a good map. I like
Alright,
it.
alright. Okay, I'm gonna leave the call now, alright? Just set up a lobby and invite me as we go. Sound good?
Alright, who's hosting? Who's inviting? Are we hosting?
Okay, alright, now we have to talk.
Wow. Great.
Are you splitting up, or what are you doing?
I'm gonna go back to being a commentator and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds good.
And I'm
that
waiting
sounds
for an
good,
invite.
right.
I don't know who's inviting.
Okay. I'll let you fight amongst yourselves for a moment. I will be back in 5 minutes.
I will go and do the things then. Okay. Okay. Tab back in, and we get to put this back to full screen now because I really need to fix my borderless window launcher. I forgot to hit clip resolution, the classic. All right. Okay. So a little bit of our intermission there. We had to figure out the tiebreaker situation. And more than likely, we're heading towards a situation where we have a 4-way tie. Because of that, we are going to have a very wild format coming up. Right now, waiting for an invite, and I will explain what's going on after I take care of all this shit in my Twitch chat. Hold up. Do bam, bam, and bam. Thank you. Thank you, 360, for coming in here. Hey, can you shoot the other things in here, 360, real quick? Thank you. Appreciate you. Anywho, so while we got things going on, want to let everybody know what the format is right now, because we're currently in the tiebreaker situation. We're at the final part of the Leviathan League. We are potentially having a 4-way tie on our hands. One team is currently finishing up their matches. But in the meantime, we're going to run the first set of tiebreakers. We have a tie between, I believe it's 360's and Bernadotte's team versus Camp and Nova's team. Camp and Nova's team, we just saw them clean up versus their last opponents. And 360 and Bernadotte are now going to take it to them and see what they can do. This is a bit of an interesting... I would say it's a very interesting shakeup between the team members. 360 and Burn, of course, they're going to play a bit more textbook, a bit more solid. And with that, and they're going to go up against Camp and Stasis. We've seen Noah play very aggressively and take up various positions and be very proactive in terms of how he wants to do the map. But they're going to be met with some very solid opposition. This is going to be a little interesting. This, by the way, set specifically is going to be none other than a 1-to-1. It is going to be one game. Camp, if you're in the stream, whoever sent him the lobby, invite me. Alright? Yeah, of course, unfortunately, I've been AFK for so long in the lobby that so I've got an invite. Alright, cool. Don't mind that bang, that is my Discord, not yours. And so, we're taking a second, and we're going to get our lobby set up, and we're going to go straight to our first tiebreaker match. We got Camp and Mr. Stasis Evolve versus 360 Aaron Bernadotte. Yeah. Alright, here we are. Finally, I've got the invitation, and we're going to get locked straight into this next lobby. And we are going straight into Complex. This is an Xbox v Xbox situation. All these players reigning originally from the Xbox home turf. Here they are sitting at the tiebreaker situation. It is going to be, again, to remind everybody, first to one game. There will be no next map. There will be no, oh, we'll just pick another map. It is all on the line right here, right now. One game of LTS on Complex. The map was randomly decided, and this is what we landed on. Overall, I do think this map may slightly favor Burn and 360. Burn and 360's Legion has been phenomenal, and we know how aggressive Nova likes to be, and either it's going to work out really well for him, and who knows, maybe Nova can just shut out on his own, or alternatively, Nova might get cut out and he might pay the price for it. The other thing is that since it is the one game, you are also only it's going to be I should say it's a bigger deal in comparison to most maps that one team has the side that they're allowed to just hold. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the spawns start. Both teams taking a second. You know, just having some casual conversation right before the big game. There are no redos. There are no retries. First to one. Honestly, one of my favorite formats. You get one try. Now, of course, it is still 3 rounds of LTS, but the map is Complex, and that will be the only map. And so, it begins. The grand countdown to the first part of the tiebreaker. If one team wins this, they go to the winner side of the bracket, in which the winner side of the bracket will then be a 2 out of 3. And the other team will descend towards the loser side to complete for 3rd/4th place. But here we are. 4 Titans compete against each other on the Complex. Now, simply put, I imagine the comp from both teams is more than likely going to be Ronin Legion, and they're going to opt to CQC fight up mid. Alternatively, Stasis could try the Scorch for 1 round if he wants to, but that's such a high risk maneuver. So we're going to see what the Titan comps are selected. It's going to be Ronin Ion. I actually do kind of like the selection from Nova because of the fact that he saw that the Ion got him a lot of mileage in the Exoplanet game. It's probably anticipating the fact that the Ronin Legion will be selected from the other team. 360 going to walk out into mid. Hasn't been spotted. More than likely has been heard. We're going to look from this 3rd-person camera. Unfortunately, can't see around the angles. We're just going to tag along with Bernadette and see what he sees. The good side favored towards Stasis and Camp, which is they're going to have free battery control. It's up to 360 and company to make up this advantage. No second laser shot. They know the Legion is here. Arc Wave lands. Status holds. Vortex Shield. Great melee coming out from Bernadette. 2-man tripwire though is huge. Camp eats a lot of damage. Oh, caught! No, reflect is very good. 360's in a horrible spot. Swordcore incoming. Swordcore has been popped. Swordcore for Swordcore. 360 still alive. Has to put up a gun shield though. Has to be careful because he himself can die. Swordcore stalling is good. Dash power shot and a dream. Great. Phase by Camp. That would have been a huge play coming out from him. Camp is doomed. Camp incoming. Power shot. Stasis has laser core. Laser core is going to be popped relatively soon. Nope. Stasis is lagging. Stasis has DC. Don't say that's a round one. Unfortunately, Stasis DC camp has. Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah. It's like. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. Hardware issues. Stasis has DC'd. Had he been able to still stay in the game, he would have been able to potentially turn the round around, but that is going to be definitely a 1-0-4. 360 and Bernadette. They'll lead the set off of that. Camp may have been able to potentially come back in that game, but it's very unlikely given the health bars that he was up against, plus the fact that he had to go up against the Legion Ronin. So that's unfortunate how that first round played out, because that first round could have gone either way. The laser core was definitely going to come out. Stasis had to coin flip with a power shot, whether or not he pressed Vortex or not beforehand. But we saw the fight in mid, and it was going very close. Unfortunately, 1-0 is the score. .360 and Burn will lead. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, as we saw previously earlier when we had the DC with Stasis in the final round, we have to reset the scores manually, so the pilots will eject, give ourselves one round on the round count, and we will continue to set just from where we left off. Now, even though it's 1-0, they can't let that phase them. These things happen, and they should still be locked in and ready to play the game. The Ion still did a ton of work. And matter of fact, yes, Stasis is very confident that he'll run it back again. No comp changes from either side. Matter of fact, the Ion, I think, is actually very good on this side specifically, since they're going to be able to just hold mid and try to repeat the strategy that they repeated initially with the tripwire. The initial tripwire advantage they got, where they hit the 2-man trip early, really made things very awkward in terms of health value. Long range is incoming. Tries to find a long range dash power shot onto something. No, it does not. Long range bullets on the tripwire. Aim down. Hasn't fired a power shot yet. Takes out the tripwires early. That's going to be a lot of ground being able to be put forward. Long range charge on a camp. Huge hit. Second hit is big as well. Hits a crit, I believe, onto the Ion. Has to take a reload here. Burnout needs to sword block for his Legion. He does. Tripwires are going to come out very soon. Incoming. Legion does dash forward. They're playing this wall really well. Stasis is really low on health, but that tripwire can definitely be an equalizer here. Tripwires are down. Great flick power shot onto Stasis. Oh, Stasis is definitely feeling the pain. Sword core incoming. Sword core for sword core. Cam has to be careful. Oh my god, Cam almost died. All Titans are doomed on the map as we speak. Arcwave 1 is good. Arcwave 2 able to find it. Oh my god, face rip incoming. Cam doesn't get it. Stasis dies in the background. Doesn't go for the Legion, and because of that, Bernadette doesn't. Bernadette will barely survive. Bernadette should have died. Camp rounded the corner. Unfortunately, he missed the melee. Bernadette wasn't aware. Stasis has to go up, and because Stasis has to go up, Camp himself doesn't have any more options. And he eats the melee from Burn, and that's going to be the end of that round. 2-0 round count. Again, another situation where the game was so close. All four Titans just doomed. Right. Also, 360 hitting nasty flick power shots. Looking at the Ronin. Last second, boom, flick onto the Ion. Surprise, should have been holding Vortex, buddy. As he is currently tearing apart mid. We see that round, Stasis didn't get as much value because of the fact that Bernadette and 360 made the adjustment. They decided to respect tripwires a bit more. And the outright damage output that these two Titans can commit is huge. Ronin Legion, I've always said, is one of the best fighting teams in the game, and here comes a Tone. This is not going to be, this is going to be very difficult to play on this specific style of map. Stasis has dropped the particle wall, but the arc wave was not good enough to dissuade the wall. However, the Ronin is going to be stuck in a bit of an awkward spot. Tracking rockets are going to be hit onto the Legion, I imagine, relatively soon. Bernadotte didn't block. He didn't block for his Legion. Matter of fact, he's going to eat some tracking rockets that weren't meant for him. That Cap, through all that, also has Sword Core. 360 with the Smart Core. Oh, your Bird couldn't find the rip. And matter of fact, the Toad and the Ronin are winning this engagement. Bernadotte needs to back off. He needs to play for batteries. Otherwise, he's going to find himself in a situation where he's going to get doomed. Actually, surprisingly, he doesn't get doomed. Greedy Arcwave from Bernadotte. Bernadotte has to be careful. He's going to get doomed here for sure. Doesn't back up for batteries, meaning that he's not going to be able to be not doomed with core. Has to be careful. Save his pilot. He does. Nice turn. Angles of tracking rocket a specific directions. That way he himself doesn't die. Sword Core gets activated. Bernadotte, what kind of play can you make with this Sword Core? You have options available to yourself. Arcwave comes out. Doesn't find either. Should have looked for the Ronin with the Arcwave. And matter of fact, he doesn't respect Ronin's space. And Cap will just go for it. And he'll get the rip. Oh my goodness. Bernadotte just couldn't make the play for himself. Doesn't respect the amount of space the Ronin's taking. Ronin still has phase. Doesn't react to the Ronin dashing forward. Doesn't phase himself. And unfortunately, also doesn't just throw the Arc Wave at the Ronin as well. Force Camp's phase out, then potentially, then you know, of course, bait out some cooldowns, and then proceed to go in with the Sword Core with the pilot. So that's not what happens, and they're going to win with the Tone. Unfortunately, Bernadotte also missed the Arc Wave early on the wall. Had he gotten that, the Tone would have been ripped apart. And in the back end, Camp apparently just ate 360 alive. 360 way too close. Took a lot of damage for himself, put down to a bar early, and that is going to be the end of that round. However, it's not over yet. They still have a few more rounds to give. So he gets pinged out, gets a few bullets early. Particle wall should be down more than likely, but the Tone is not going to be in the open. Close power shot on the Tone is good. Great punish already. Second power shot on the Tone is even better. Huge punishes coming out. I don't like the position where Burn is in, but he will face back into position with his teammate. Arcwave's particle wall is down. 360 goes straight in for Stasis. Stasis is already down to a bar. 360 is probably super close to the core, but he took the reload. Because he took the reload, he's still in a very awkward spot. Gets the Doom on the Camp. Has to take an eject. Doesn't take the eject. He's going to go down. Sword Core incoming. Sword Core on a Camp. Camp has to be careful. Camp needs to run for his life against Bernadotte. Bernadotte can look for an Arcwave. He looks for an Arcwave. Look for the Arcwave. He doesn't look for the Arcwave. He just goes for the melee box. And he will get it. Matter of fact, he'll get the pilot. And he'll get Camp. Camp doesn't melee pin. Matter of fact, Camp tries to go forward. Almost got the Doom, actually. And that's going to be the one game of Complex that ends in the favor of 360 and Bernadotte. What an absolutely wild one game of Complex we had. Nothing but mid-brawls. The other team tried to go Blue Room. The thing with going Blue Room is that you kind of lock your... We saw it there, where you get locked into that specific choke point. Once you are locked in that choke point, you can't go anywhere else. This is the thing with Complex, is that Complex doesn't have very good rotations to other sides of the map if you were on the bad side. And the mid part specifically gets a lot of battery control for the self. That's why the best lane you can rotate to is through mid, so that way you can at least contest one battery and potentially be in position for another one. We didn't see them play the advantage there, the battery side advantage that they had, but as I've said before, being locked into that area is such a devastating disadvantage to be in. But still, that is going to be the end of that. Camp and Stasis will go down to the loser side, and 360 and Burn will sit comfortably in the grand finale. Just to inform everybody of the format who's still watching, loser side will still be one game. A matter of fact, if we're going to go to our next tiebreaker in a second, we're waiting for that specific game to be set up, and I will be receiving an invite and continuing the tournament as scheduled. And once we go there, we'll run another first-to-one game on a completely random map. And then we'll go most likely towards... We'll figure out who loses, go towards the loser side, run our last first-to-one, figure out who our third and fourth is, and of course we'll conclude with a grand finale, 2 out of 3, to see who is the champion of the Leviathan League. What an absolutely fire tournament we've had so far. I'm starting to lose my voice over just the amount of incredible things that have been happening throughout this entire bracket. Or not even this bracket, the initial round robin. Now we go into the closing phase of the tournament. It's been absolutely wild. We've seen a lot of really good teams. We've seen some new faces come out. And it's been such a phenomenal event so far, I think. Currently, right now, we're waiting for the final match between... I believe, another team to finish up so that we can get our second set of tiebreakers going. And then once that's all said and done, I will receive an invitation, and we will be going towards the next lobby we're going to have set up. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a little bit of downtime. We're playing the classic Lobby Fall 2. As we're waiting for one other team to finish up a specific set of matches so that we can have our final amount of tiebreakers. currently, like I stated before, the projected tiebreaker amount should be between 4 teams because the league part should finish up relatively shortly. We had our first one where it was Cap and Stasis versus 360 and Burn. 360 and Burn will sit comfortably in the grand finale. So in the meantime, a little bit of downtime, get comfortable, get yourself something to eat. It's about that time for lunchtime. Hydrate, sit back, relax, and we will get our games going whenever we can. Alternatively, what if I queued actually, no, I can't play with this controller. That's right, never mind. I remembered my RB. My RB's broken. I can't do that. I literally can't throw. I can't queue pubs, Cap. Shut up. My RB's broken. I'm being serious, by the way. My RB's actually broken. I'm not making it up. My RB's actually broken. Like, I'm being serious. I don't need that wimpy button? Dude, I do. I kind of need tracking rockets. See, my RP's broken. I have another controller I technically could play on, but it's just, like, not good for my hands if I do play on it. Do I just do it? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, these things happen. Like, you know, controllers break. You know, hardware breaks. I mean, hey, Nookie's PC, like, died. Apparently, something broke. You know, things break. That's how it is. Homie said just position better, but I need damage. I need to kill things. Alright, hold on. How does my other controller feel? Hold on, I'm gonna find out real quick. I have to get it up over there. Waiting for a Discord ping or something so that we can get our bracket still going. Dude, if I queue pause, I'm not playing LTS. I'm playing Titan Brawl so I can die and just feel like, alright, cool. Next life. Also, I know you just want me to queue pub so you can stream snipe me. Don't think I don't know. I know what's going on. Oh, this controller feels kind of icky. Yeah, it's like... Ugh. I mean, I haven't played Titanfall in like, what, like a month? How did I know? Because that's what you tried to do last time. You tried to do it last time I was on console. It's through the Xbox tournament. I queued pubs, and then you were like, darn, I missed him. And I'm like, yes. Don't beat me. Stop trying to stream snipe me. Don't stream snipe your commentator. I'm just the commentator, guys, I swear. Alright, chat. Do I queue pubs? Is that the strat? Do I go queue like a game of Titan Brawl? What do you guys think? We're waiting. Do I do that? What's the strat? I don't know what that word means. It'll be unbelievable. I guess it's unbelievable if I do. Dude, you know I've like... What do you mean the old trauma? What do you mean? Wait, if I forgot old trauma, isn't that a good thing? That's good. Oh wait, maybe our game just ended. Hold on. Pause. Oh my god, I hate it. Thank you, Cap. Why did you remind me, Cap? Cap, I should ban you from my chat. I should ban you from my chat. I can hear it. Oh. No, you're not. No, you're not. Don't lie to me. Okay. You know how you can help me, Camp? You can help me by getting a better PC. That's how you help. All right. Okay. Man, I said if I could if people would accept my entirely favorable trade deals. Well, dog, you know what you can do? Work. As an option. Okay, cool. Bam. Bam. Alright. Alright. Look at that. They even need to play pubs. Maybe one day. Well, bro, you got an adult, dog. That's how it is. All right, I got an adult too. This is my one of my free days where I get to do stuff like this and have fun. But that's neither here nor there. Maybe one day I stream pubs for this game, and everyone can be like, "Oh wow, look at that! Lethal's actually playing the game." I don't need to do that though. Nah. In 3 minutes of the first game, my brother in Christ, I will get hate mail in the first like 45 seconds of the first game. It does not take long. But it's okay. Such is life. Waiting for the invitation. Still haven't gotten one. Hey, Fun, how you doing? Okay, cool. Done. There we go. Alright, we're in there. Back to commentary. Okay. Here we are. Arr. So, here we are. We have the other set of tiebreakers. As I said before, we have a four-way tie between a bunch of different teams. 360 and Company will sit in the winner's side. Camp and Company will go down to the losers. And this is the other set of tiebreakers that we have. Ashman Ruse with Kaolinite going up against Codename Big Boss and I believe his teammate is Antharina. There we go. Haven't seen too much of these guys play. I know Ashman plays a lot of pubs. That's mainly where I see him in personally. And I believe that they also play their own set of scrims in a completely separate Discord. So these are relatively experienced players to my knowledge. And here they are sitting, of course, fighting respectively to see who can move up the food chain. Get to that respective first and second place spot. And one team will go down to 3rd/4th, potentially. Codename Big Boss going to run with the Ion and the North Star, more of a passive style team at the arena. Actually taking the threat off this huge punish on the Carolina early. Very slow in the mid. Because of that, he is going to lose half his health immediately. That tripwire definitely hit as well. Oh my goodness. Ronan feeling the pain. And Tharina's going to take up this mid position aggressively. No idea what the second Titan is from Ashman. We haven't seen what Ashman has been able to cook up yet. He hasn't done any damage. Here, Codename Big Boss dashing out. Ashman playing the Ion. Ashman, I believe, is an Ion main. Going to get the tripwires onto one. Don't think he hit the North Star with it. Cal Knight is already super low on health. Getting hard bullied out. Big Boss tried to body block him in there. Ashman is going to do a lot of damage on the Big Boss. Big Boss is now the target. Tripwire's on the ground. Tripwires do get the doom. Calamite forced to eject. Also getting hit by a North Star railgun. That's actually huge damage on him. At the arena. Now on the North Star. Holding versus Ashman. Oh, SMR coming out from one of the pilots. It's going to do a lot of damage overall. But Codename Big Boss going around the corner with the laser core. Ashman doesn't turn around and take the fight because he's not going to get the doom. Ashman himself will get doomed. Ashman couldn't find the return doom. This is going to put the North Star. We'll give him a nice little one-shot threshold. Cluster missile. Wow, barely doesn't do the job. I didn't even know you could cluster missile through there, honestly. Learned a little bit of map tech today on my end. Huge shot from Ashman. Laser comes out. Laser core might kill Big Boss, but actually will put Ashman in a position where he can make a crit, but actually the crit doesn't land. Pilot harassment is good. Pilot harassment on the other side might be better, and it will be. Rodeo will seal the deal. Ashman will die. First round. Going towards the Big Boss and his compatriot. Surprisingly enough, that cluster missile got 2 hit markers and did not kill the pilot. Pilot somehow survives by the skin of his teeth. However, the fact that the opposite pilot had survived, got the rodeo, sealed the deal, end of the round. Kyle and I didn't walk around that corner with sword block. I can tell by the server selection that we are on I believe a high ping server. We're probably in the EU side of things. And because we are on the EU side of things, you have to be a bit more careful and a bit more prediction heavy in terms of how you want to play Calamite. Picking up this very aggressive position, gets hit with an arc wave. Calamite still has to be careful because I don't think he has his North Star support close by. The North Star went to go grab the other battery, which I think is smart. Calamite, however, is going to get heavily punished for it. Calamite didn't hold sword block. Again, Calamite has to be careful about holding sword block. Ashman is now on the North Star, and this Ion is currently technically out of position. Can get shot in the back here by the North Star. Doesn't opt to look for it or find it. And we'll take the top side, and he'll find Calonite's Ronan. Oh no, the Dino Rush Classic! You try to shoot my tether, and I shoot you! Unfortunately, lag orders from Calonite. Calonite, unfortunately, with a big lag spike, and because of that, Calonite will actually have to eject. Ashman standing in between 2 people, not very advised for your health. Codename Big Boss going around the corner. He's going to find the North Star here for sure. Trying to go for a laser shot, couldn't find it. Ashman stuck in a 1v2, and is eventually going to fall down for sure. Can't make it up to the bridge. Actually, no, they Nurse Rogan might have actually boosted him back up, but run straight into the Ion. That's going to be a 2-0-4. Big Boss and F. I believe the game with Lightman and company, we saw that they themselves had the Ronin, but they weren't able to make they were able to make it happen with the Ronin. I believe JB was on it earlier. Was able to secure a map with back control and essentially get the game going in their favor. This is a reverse story where the Ronin is just kind of getting beat up. Calamite needs to block and be a bit more respectful of the amount of damage he's taking. And while Ashman is getting the batteries, I don't think he's gotten a single core yet. And due to the fact, the value numbers just aren't being what they should be for Double Strider. And so here we are. Ashman going with his tried and true. Tripwire for tripwire. Legion on Kalinite. Great power shot coming out from him. This Legion is going to have a bit of a difficult time because of the fact that he has to deal with an Ion in mid. Very nice reflect there. Ashman tried to catch the reflect punish, but he's going to get damage himself. Big Boss is going to rotate down, more likely try to get this battery for himself as both Titans are still tied up in mid. And the Marina needs to be careful because he's by himself. He has to dash to get out if anything goes awry. Ops just walk straight out that power shot. Double dash is good, but Ion is here, is going to do a lot of damage to him. Actually, he doesn't even go for a lid shot. Meanwhile, Big Boss gets the battery for free. Battery mid is pulled. No hover coming up from Antharina. Couldn't actually get the mid angle. Actually, no, he does look for it now. Doesn't seem to find it. So it's going to be Big Boss holding up the line versus 2. He's going to be very low on Vortex. And that power shot's going to hit through the smoke for sure. Yes, I knew exactly the power shot was coming. Should have held Vortex for a little bit longer. Would have got the cut and potentially a reflect, but still. Antharina does a very greedy and aggressive dash. He's going to eat a good amount of damage for that. And the opposite end, Ashman is actually less than a bar. Ooh, if Big Boss can find his laser core, he'll be able to take Ashman out the game, and Ashman is definitely going to fall down here. Actually, no, Ashman does make it out. Tries to go for an aggressive peek. As Big Boss and company have a huge advantage. Tripwires will land. And the Vortex is very strong. Big Boss actually going to go towards this peak. We'll try and see if we can find Ashman. We're going to see if we can stick with him and see if we can find it. No, actually does walk manually through the peak. Ashman not looking! Ashman taking out the game! Kalinite does surround the corner. He does land the power shot. However, he's in a 1v2 and he's a Legion, so he's not going to have a lot of options in terms of movement. Tries to go for a power shot. Doesn't seem to find it. And Big Boss and his teammate in crime do not need to make an aggressive play. As long as they don't make any aggressive plays, the Legion can't do anything from this position. However, Antharina is in a bit of an awkward spot. Nice dash. Railgun actually will do a bit more damage. Kalinite can't catch the person pulling, and because of that, he tries to look for a blind power shot. Doesn't get it. Antharina. Here's the gun shield pop. We'll just go all in aggressive, actually. Pops the flight core, and both teammates will combine, and that's going to be the end of Ashman and Kalinite. Big Boss and Antharina are going to clean that right up. They're going to go right towards the winner's side of the bracket. They will be the ones to face off against 360 and Bernadotte, which we will see later. First up, I'm pretty sure we're going to run our loser side of the bracket. We are going to run Camp and Stasis versus, I believe, Ashman and Kalinite. So right now we'll wait a second. We'll see what the lobby has to. The next lobby is gonna be set up. Alrighty. Where is Nova's name in this thing, dude? I swear to God. I don't know how to spell his name. He keeps changing his name. Oh, it's AKA, right? There we go. Wait, so we're running winners first? Okay, never mind. Alright, updated information. We are going to finish the winner side of the bracket first, and then we're going to do our third and fourth right after, mainly because of the fact that EU is kind of late, so. Alright. So I thought we would do losers first. Alright, long as shit runs. All I really care about. Long as things run, we are in there. Okay. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are running the winner side of the tiebreaker. First, we have Antharina, Big Boss, who just took it to Ashman and company, and they won their respective relic fight very cleanly, up against Bernadette and Oval Basher 360. 360 and company are putting on a clinic. They took out Camp and Nova to get here. And now that we're doing our winners first, I just want to let everybody know in the stream chat, winners is 2 out of 3. Just to let everyone know, we're on the US side of the server, so this is going to be favored towards our Bernadette and 360. Bernadette's going to get the fast pull here, so in that case, we are going to run towards 360's POV. What you can see, already a huge shot on a Big Boss. Big Boss not hoarding Vortex, unfortunately. He's going to eat himself. And meanwhile, it looks like Bernadette is kind of in there. He's fighting against the North Star Ion composition. They ran on the Relic side of the map. Melee comes out from Bernadette. He has to be a little careful, but the Ion needs to be a bit more careful. He's going to get face ripped immediately. Tried to hit the shot to 360, but he unfortunately misses. Throws a tether into the E-Smoke, I'm not sure if that shot landed. No, it did not. Crit is, however, it's very good. Tether, phase onto the tether. Sword Course should sail out the game. North Star eventually going to go down. 360 will claim that one. And look at the damage spread between the two Xbox item players. Very even. Both players putting in the work. The Ion North Star composition is a bit more of a passive team, and it's very interesting to me that they decided to go aggressive up the mid choke point. Regardless, they're gonna get whatchamacallit. They're gonna get punished for that, and that is going to be the end of that round. Burnout Company gonna take the left side battery. Doesn't see anybody there. 360 still looking at this right side angle. Realizes nobody's here to contest, so he's gonna pull this side of the battery for sure. Get himself a nice 2-bat advantage. Ion North Star is still the play. It's gonna be very difficult considering the fact they have to fight a Ronin at very close range. Very nice shot from 360 coming out. He's got a nice little hover angle for himself there. Gonna peek through this window. Can't find anything. Here's something on the right side. Can look for a dash potentially. Instead, we're gonna go towards Bernadotte. Bernadotte punishing the Ion for melee. Bernadotte actually taking a lot of damage. As I said before, Bernadotte sometimes he gets very greedy. Nice. Very able to get over the tripwire. But again, getting greedy again. Hitting himself a lot of damage. Regardless, has the battery. Has the sword core. Sword core is popped. Has to be careful. We'll get doomed. Or both Titans are doomed. 360 has so much health. One shot comes from the side. Second shot might come through. Doesn't come through and kill the Ion outright. But it's okay because they got the pick. 360 has a ton of health. 360 is going to round this corner. He's going to hit one uncharged shot. He's going to round this corner relatively soon. No, actually, he's going to peek through the window. Play patient a little bit. Dash in aggressively incoming. He's the North Star. Misses the flick just barely. Very nice dash away. Oh, he's going to get this one for sure. North Star. Oh, barely misses, but he's going to clean it up here. Very nice turn to delay his death a little bit longer, but unfortunately, 360's North Star just has too much health. And that's going to be the end of our second round of War Games.
Doing great, team. They don't have a
2-0 is the score for the console company, and they're now the change-up happens. They're gonna run the Ronin Ion composition into the Double Strider. He's here on the battery. Big Boss thankfully does block and wouldn't have gotten hit by that Rogun unblocked anyways. 360 barely misses, but 360 is now here against Big Boss. 360 is taking the heads-up fight versus the Ronin. He's pretty confident, it seems like. Gets a nice chunk of damage onto the Ronin. Meanwhile, on the back end, Bernadotte has pulled the battery, and because of that, he's isolating this Ronin. Big Boss eats 2 Arc Wave. Lots of damage coming up. Plays a bit more patient. Respects the Ion coming his way. And because of that, they've made a huge advantage on this Ronin. It's going to be a very difficult and tall task for the Ion to essentially get back into this game for the Ronin. Ronin still getting beat up. Ronin no phase. Ronin can actually die here. Ronin has to take an eject, unfortunately. Using the phase early means that he's going to die and he's going to get goosed. Meanwhile, we're running with Bernadotte. Bernadotte is now facing down the Ion. Goes back to the same side. Sword Core incoming. Sword Core comes out. Sword Core should be the end of War Games. And that's going to be that. .3-0 for the Xbox company. On the opposite end, I've been just informed that the loser side is currently taking place immediately, so we'll not be watching the final losers match. Instead, we're going to conclude right here, right now, with this grand finale. 1-0 for 360 and Bernadotte. We're going to see what kind of changes Antharina and Big Boss can make. Right now, so the next map is Glitch. Already selected, already ready to go. Potentially our final game of the tournament. Antharina and Big Boss need to come up huge if they want to continue the set. Otherwise, this could be the end right here, right now. As I've said before and I said again, this is the final, this is essentially the grand finals of the Leviathan League for showing. 2 out of 3. Not 3 out of 5 like TBT likes to do. And unfortunately, seems that we had a game crash. The good news is that it happened right before the game started. So, no need to reset scores. No need to do any of that stuff. Again, these things happen. We've seen all sorts of different hardware issues. We've seen Nova DC multiple times. We've seen, again, Nuki Clunk wasn't able to make it due to some hardware issues. We've seen, I believe we've seen Camp, even Camp himself has lagged in a few specific instances. These things happen. I mean, not much you can really do about them. The best you can do is play about them as best you can. Sorry, now we're taking a second. We're going to wait until Antha comes back into the lobby. And we will continue with our grand finals, and we'll conclude our tournament right here and now. Here we are, back in the lobby. Once again, potentially final game between these two teams. Will it be Bernadotte and 360 winning, I think, their first ever tournament? Or is it going to be Antha and company coming up strong? Here we are, Bernadotte coming up on his right side, and it's going to be Legion Ronin, the classic. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Antha eats a little bit of damage. Antha thankfully avoids the power shot. Big Boss able to defend his North Star. Regardless, they're going to pull that left side battery, so mid is now up for contention. However, the fact that, wow, Bernadotte's just going to actually hard pull the mid battery, not afraid of the ion damage at all. Will get it. Now he has 2 bats to his name. Not going to have too much Legion support, but his 360 does need to take a reload relatively soon. Nice arc wave. Shotgun shots are also good, but Big Boss with a nice reflect. 360. Not a great e-smoke plays coming off from Bernadotte. Didn't get as much damage as he could. Matter of fact, he could have also boxed the eye on him, but doesn't have to do it either. So regardless, 360 and Burn aren't going to get a pick like they're supposed to. Try to get the dash power shot onto the North Star, who I believe he thought was hovering. But overall, despite where they're at, this is not exactly what I'd call a very disfavorable position. Now it's about to be, as Big Boss is going to get hard engaged on. Sorko comes out. Bernadotte is almost doomed. Big Boss has Laser Core. Laser Core is going to be activated, but Big Boss needs to eject. No, Big Boss doesn't eject. He gets ripped. Instead, Burn going to look for the classic arc wave spot that I made up, and doesn't really find the arc wave onto the North Star because of that, because of no eject coming out from Big Boss, just on North Star all by his lonesome. Long range power shot, preemptive prediction, very nice on the Antha. Antha is already doomed. Antha has to fight a 1v2 against 2 very seasoned console veterans. Very difficult position to be in. Oh, a little bit of service stutter there, I believe. Doesn't find the shot. Antha is being forced slowly but surely into this corner. Has to hit the next railgun shot. Oh, held very long. Vern doesn't opt to go for melee. He'll just go to shotgun shots. Melee will seal the deal, and that's going to be the end of the first round. Big Boss and Antha will go down 1-0. Now, despite that, again, they've been catching Bernadotte, like, unaware on specific situations where he's engaging someone, and they almost made up that fight. I think if Big Boss was actually able to get his eject off, he would have been in a fine spot to start doing pilot work on a Burn. Burn would have got doomed. Wouldn't have been able to get that next battery for free. And they could start chipping down a Legion with the North Star. As that is essentially what you're supposed to do in that specific matchup. You don't engage a Legion. You just take your cheeky peek shots. You avoid power shots best you can. And that round could have been potentially winnable. Big Boss now will take the Legion himself. Very nice toe shots coming out from 360. He probably hit a nice power shot as well, judging by the health bar. SWPC, the kid of choice from 360 this time around, wants to be able to rotate and move around the map at his own convenience. Dash up mid as Bernadotte has the battery. They're going to box in this Ion more than likely. Actually, off the phase back into mission rather than just boxing in the Ion again. Probably because of the fire coming up from the back, and is able to get this battery is Bernadette. Nice anchor coming up through 60. 360 is going to have to rotate out now, but it's going to be a little awkward because he doesn't have a gun shield. But the Ronin is here, and the Ronin has been eaten and given 2 batteries. Legion has stuck around. Legion is going to die. That's one rip for sure. Incoming Sword Core onto the Ion. Ion gonna get ripped apart. Ion gonna fall down, and that's another clean round for the console company. Bernadette and 360 only need one more round to seal themselves again their first tournament win. Don't get me wrong, these players are no slouches in their own right, and they've been playing for a long time, but believe it or not, these guys have not won a tournament to my knowledge. 360, while playing console competitive, has always been similar to my history, has been trounced by the likes of Beta for a very long time, and well, hasn't been as plays the game essentially at his leisure. Bernadette, of course, he's a hard grinder. He tries to play the game as much as he can and tries to get as good as he can. Despite that, again, both these players, surprisingly, despite their status and how long they played, to my knowledge, have not won a tournament. But they're going to try to see if they can make that happen right here and right now. 2-0 round score. Bernadette goes in, understands where the Ion is, doesn't throw the Earthquake immediately, so the Ion will actually get away. And they're holding up the Vortex, and Bird will come face to face with the Legion. He's going to happily sword block. He's going to lock this Legion in place. Matter of fact, Legion Big Boss goes all the way in. Melees on the Legion are good. Lots of damage. 360 getting a lot of return fire. Doom is good. Eject is also good. But I believe that pilot's going to get taken out the air. Bernadette trying to find a Melees, trying to get the Doom on the Ion. One more Titan remains between Bernadette and him winning his first tournament, and that will be it! 360 seals the deal. Clean round sweep. That is the end of the Leviathan League. 360 and Bernadette are your winners. They will take home a nice first place. Antha and, respectively, Big Boss will take home second. But ladies and gentlemen, I've said before, congratulations to Burn 360 for winning their first tournament. This has been a long time coming for the two of them. As I've said before, Bernadette plays the game a ton, and 360 just kind of vibes. He just plays the game in his own leisure whenever he feels like it. Both players in their own right are very good, and they showed it today. And of course, 360 in my chat talking about how many second places he's gone. Yeah, that man has also gotten a lot of second place. But not today. As today will be Antha and company getting the second place. Third and fourth is currently concluding on a different stream. And it's going to be between Ashman and Stasis. I would likely assume that it's going to be Stasis and Cam getting third. Ashman and company will get fourth. But regardless, that is going to be the first run of the 2v2 LTS Leviathan League. We got to see a lot of wild stuff. People running different team comps. New faces coming in, as this tournament is designed to be for casual and competitive players. As well as we got to see, believe it or not, we got to see, not more, just once too. I still can't believe I have to say this, that we got to see Homestead. I cannot believe we got to see Homestead not once, but twice. Homestead in 2024. Imagine having to play scrims for Homestead. Couldn't be me. Thankfully, it's not me. But regardless, I just want to say, shout out to Loveness for hosting the event. Absolute blast of a tournament. Been a nice, comfortable 3 hours for me. And I want to give special thanks to all of you guys at home, sitting on your couch, your chair, wherever you are, okay, for watching this event. My name is Lethal Force. I will eventually come back, of course, to commentate whatever tournament is hosting that people want me to, people want me, wherever they want me to be. And, of course, I will be trying to bring you as much Titanfall 2 action as possible. But until then, I will be signing off, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good afternoon, everybody.